One team, one plan, one fee. Annex Wealth Management.
In the morning and at night, we're the station that gets it right. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Treatment being dealt out by the Taliban, the new government, including reports that people who are trying to make their way to the Kabul airport, trying to flee, are being beaten back despite the Taliban's pledge to provide free and safe passage to that airport to anyone who wants to leave.
Fox's Ryan Chilcote. The Taliban also claims it wants to be inclusive, but there are reports a woman was killed for not wearing a burqa. President Biden has returned from Camp David to deal with Afghanistan.
The president got back to the White House last night. It is the second time this week that he's cut his vacation short. Going to be taping an interview with ABC, and we are expecting to take, it's possible he could take questions from reporters at an event at the White House this afternoon.
Fox's Mark Meredith. Former President Trump, who started the troop withdrawal process and wanted the U.S. out of Afghanistan, tells Fox's Hannity.
It's a terrible time for our country. I don't think in all of the years our country has ever been so humiliated.
He says evacuation should have been done first. There were another 128,000 new COVID cases in the U.S. yesterday and another 1,000 deaths as infections and hospitalizations surged to 6-month highs. Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott has tested positive, now isolated but not showing any symptoms because he's fully vaccinated.
He tested positive on the same day his state health department requested 5 refrigerated mortuary trucks from FEMA. The Johns Hopkins COVID tracker shows the state is nearly out of ICU beds. Abbott, who has signed an executive order banning mask and vaccine mandates, has asked hospitals to delay elective procedures, and 4 school districts in Texas have had to close already due to COVID outbreaks among staff.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. There have been COVID outbreaks and students sent home in schools in several states. America's listening. Fox News.
From early morning to late at night, the station that gets it right is 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News.
Wednesday morning.
Traffic.
Keeping an eye on a hit-and-run crash right now in Lehigh Acres on Joel Boulevard, just south of East 12th Street, causing some slight delays in the area right near the fire station. Just watch out for a little bit of activity and flashing lights. Aside from that, a pretty quiet drive across most of Southwest Florida. I-75 running up to speed across the area. 41, not seeing any delays out there right now. Your trip out toward the East Coast on Alligator Alley and the East Trail both looking nice and clear. And no problems out on our area bridges crossing both the Caloosahatchee and Peace Rivers. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, after a few showers closer to the coast throughout the first half of the day, look for scattered thunderstorms developing yet again for this afternoon. And it will be hot and humid before those do so. Temperatures pushed to 93 degrees for highs. The rain cooling us down, though, as we head into late today and into this evening. Look out for heavy rain at times, along with some frequent lightning. Thunderstorms wind down as we head into your Wednesday morning. We will be off to a dry but mild start, with lows only bottoming out to near 77 degrees for tomorrow morning. And another hot one for your Wednesday. We will actually start to see some slightly drier air move in for Wednesday and Thursday. Should be limiting our storm chances down just a bit. However, still some spotty storms in the forecast for each afternoon. Temperatures will be back to 94 on Wednesday, 94 on Thursday, with a high of 93 on Friday. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
At Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, I strive to offer the highest level of care for those suffering with back and neck problems. With unparalleled service and our award-winning non-surgical spinal decompression approach, thousands of people have chosen us to treat their back or neck problems. If you are seeking lasting relief that is proven effective without needles or surgery, then call today to see if you may be a candidate. This completely safe treatment can be effective for many conditions, including sciatica, ruptured or herniated discs, facet syndrome, compressed nerves, arthritis, and spinal stenosis. Additionally, people who had failed back surgery in the past often find incredible relief from spinal decompression. At Johnston Spinal Care, all our treatments are drug-free and non-surgical. We use new and comprehensive approaches that provide lasting relief. Johnston Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Listen, you've heard me talk about my friends at Pentair Water Solutions, right? Pelican Water is now Pentair Water Solutions, the pros. You've got water issues. We all have. You live in Southwest Florida. Of course you have an issue with your water, whether it's Wells City, you know you do. The chlorine, skin and hair drying out, and the faucets and shower glass all over. You understand all of this. But there's something that you can do about it. It's a big difference with the Pentair water test. They use the same equipment as the EPA so that you can see the results. They print out right in front of you. You get a recommendation that you can trust. I'm telling you, they've got this handled. And it's for you and your family, and you know how important it is. You're going to love the Pentair factory direct price. Big difference. With Pentair, there's never any sales pressure. And it's so easy to find out what's in your home's water. So why not call now and find out? Get your free digital Pentair water test today. 239-880-7799. You're going to love the way your water tastes from every single faucet, and so is your family. Book online if you'd like at pentair.com/FortM. That's pentair.com/FortM.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, managing partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now, there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage. Available at Navage.com.
Great news, Southwest Florida. Matt and Justin here with Island Air.
Over the past year and a half, we know that many people have sacrificed their vacations.
We know that replacing your air conditioning system is a stressful purchase. Usually it's something that you didn't plan on, very inconvenient, always seems to happen at the worst time, and we were trying to find a way to ease that burden.
Decisions. Do I buy an air conditioner? Do I take a vacation? For a limited time, Island Air is offering you both in one package.
Call Island Air and get that outdated system replaced, and included with your purchase, you will get a vacation voucher of your choosing.
It's your choice with a qualified purchase of a cruise or condo resort voucher. You can choose 4,500 different resort options, 106 countries around the world.
A vacation can be yours with the purchase of a new air conditioning system. Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher for a limited time. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. So glad you're here. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for making this program the start of your very, very busy day. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We always appreciate you watching this program. And subscribing to the podcast, which comes out early. I knock these things out quickly. So Jake the Millennial working hard. We get the podcast out as the show is going. So you'll be able to get to the podcast quickly. So I thank you for that, Jake, putting that work in and making sure that as the program is going, boom, there's the podcast. Just like that.
First show in history.
Is it the first show in history that's done that?
I'm claiming it.
All right. Well, there you go. That's the first show in history that you can subscribe to well, it's not the one that's subscribing to the podcast. Everybody does it. We're not the first. But you go to DrewSteele.com. Steele has 3 E's to subscribe to the podcast. And as the show is going on, boom, there it is. I'm still talking. Boom, there's another podcast. And then I'm halfway through. Boom, there's another one. It's just like, it's unbelievable how quickly they pop up. Sometimes I worry they come out so fast when Jake's doing this that I'm worried it's somebody else's show. And you never know. So it's like, no, I never worry about that. He is on things like, some would say white on rice. Some would say like World of International Warcraft Part 13 is to a puppy. What is that? I don't make analogies with video games, so I don't really know. Like Pac-Man is to the little blue dudes.
Wah, 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 wah.
Exactly. You see, who doesn't love a little Pac-Man noise to start off a Wednesday? Wow, we have gone to a really, really bad place this morning. Can we reset? Is there a way to start again?
Yeah, we can if you want.
No. Give me just a little tiny little.
What are we doing? Okay, that's enough. Yeah, okay, stop. That's good. All right, we're resetting. All right. Whew. Big breath. Couple of things. We'll start with this. The Lee County School Board is a white-hot mess. A white-hot mess. Absolutely a hot mess. And it's evident every single day as, again, last night, everybody's showing up at the Lee County School Board. They have a say in this when it comes to mask mandates and what might be coming next and what's the reasoning behind what the Lee County School Board is doing. But we found out last night.
The biggest thing that came out of tonight's meeting is that it's parents' decision to decide whether they put a mask on their kid or not.
Okay. So there you go. That was the Wink News report last night as the school board listened to more than 80 public speakers. Well, they didn't. They cut it off at 40. It got a little too rowdy for them, and they didn't like the way it was going, and people upset because they had to come out in the middle of the week to do something and be there for something that was already settled. That's the big thing that came out from last night. Wait, play that clip again.
The biggest thing that came out of tonight's meeting is that it's parents' decision to decide whether they put a mask on their kid or not.
It was their decision before last night. I might get a little grumpy myself being at the Lee County School Board if I thought to myself, hey, listen, I'm there because we're reinforcing what we already knew should have been the case to begin with. It's up to parents. And so all of a sudden, the Lee County School was like, no, we got to have an action meeting. We got to talk about this because what? There's no evidence to show that mask mandates work, that if we mask mandate in the state of Florida or any place else on the planet, that it's going to be better. And as a matter of fact, there's evidence right here in Florida. I've been talking about it. Jennifer Cabrera from the Alachua Chronicle has been talking about it. A lot of people have been bringing it up on Twitter, but for some reason, nobody on the Lee County School Board, or some others, I might add, have any interest at all whatsoever in looking at the evidence of mask mandates. We have a whole year, last year, in the state of Florida. It's on graphs. It's one of these things, Jake, where I actually have to get you this graph. And maybe if you text 239-479-5592, if you text that right now, maybe I'll shoot them back. Maybe we'll do something, Jake, where if they text graph, the word graph, I'll shoot you this graph so you can see it. We'll try to make that happen this morning. I just thought of it now. I know, I'm making more work for him than he needs. Showing exactly what happened in 2020. There's places that masked up mask mandates in school districts. There's places that didn't mask up school districts. And you can see for yourself the data, the numbers. They're right there in front of you. We have a whole year of data in a school district that did both across the board, whether it's Broward or Alachua or Lee County or Collier County or Hillsborough. We've got them all. Some of them mandated in 2020, some of them didn't. And you can see the difference. And you know what the difference is? There is no difference. So that data exists. And yet people just, for whatever reason, and you have to think to yourself, is this politics? Is it really politics? Betsy Vaughn was the one person who was in favor of the mask mandate, the one person who has admitted out loud that she is a liberal, she's a Democrat, and she believes that if we don't have CRT in our schools, that we can't be a world-class school district unless we're teaching critical race theory to our kids. Hey, give her a little bit of credit. At least she's put herself out there in the open to show who exactly she is. The others, why did we go through this process? Why did we do this? Matt Caldwell was there last night. Maybe we'll talk to him this morning. He was there last night, stepped up to the microphone, and pretty much explained exactly what's going on here and the problems that people have with the Lee County School Board. It's simple.
Good evening, Matt Caldwell. I appreciate some of the examples that the board members made about their years in the classroom and how this is not how they would run it. To run a classroom, you have to first establish trust and respect from the student body. You clearly have lost that from the public. You burned it down by forcing through a sales tax referendum 51-49. You antagonized the community with an outrageous gender policy earlier this year and didn't apologize for it, just made excuses and took the exact opposite position then, that students are able to make their own medical decisions about their permanent gender state and would follow law in that case. And then we had tonight political theater. You were never going to vote for this. You turned this community out and angered them. And you should not be surprised then that they have no respect for you. These scenes are not happening at the county commission. They're not happening at the hospital board. They're not happening in our fire districts. The only elected board in this county that has this problem is this board because of how it treats the public. You've got to change that attitude in order to get it in reverse.
Couldn't have said it better myself. We do this all the time. Of all the elected boards that we have in Southwest Florida, well, yeah, at least in Lee County, of all the elected boards in Lee County, the school board is the only one that is constantly drama. For years it's been like this. It doesn't stop. And then they demand that we respect them. And they demand things that they haven't given to us. To his point, why is it always them? And those questions have to stop being asked. And at the end of the day, the answer is you will listen to the parents. We will be the ones that tell you what to do. You work for us. And in 2022, you will be gone. There will be people that will run against you, and we will make sure and certain that people who constantly are giving us trouble and aggravation, and there's always some kind of political theater and motivation and behind the scenes and not out in the sunshine, and you're not allowed to do certain things at meetings, but you do them anyway, and they're not in the sunshine. And then people say, well, why are you speaking to each other, not on microphones, but to each other behind the scenes when you should be out in the open in the sunshine? And people keep asking these questions, and you keep doing it as if you just kind of thumbing the nose at all of us. It's almost like you all can't stand Donald Trump, Republicans, the GOP, Ron DeSantis, go down the line, and all of you will do anything and everything you can to circumvent everything that we have to say as the majority who voted for you. It just doesn't stop. It's simple. I mean, it's going to stop. Because I'm not going away. A lot of other people are not going away. People are not going to stop going to the board meetings. They're not going to stop watching you and having their voice heard and keeping an eye on everything that's going on. And ultimately, why did they do this? Why did they put families through all of this, knowing full well that they were going to vote against the mask mandate in the school and the pressure that families have to feel, that teachers have to feel? And I'm going to play something right now, and I wanted to do this quickly. Again, if you want to comment, 239-479-5592. Because there was another story that came up that has to do with mask mandates. And I wanted to bring this up only because there are some people who are going after this particular teacher. That they listened to this video, heard this audio, and maybe you've heard it, and the things that they have to say about this particular teacher. But I'm going to go in a different direction. There's a teacher in Texas who took to, I don't know if it's Chinese-run TikTok. I don't know where they put it out. It's probably TikTok. Or maybe even her website. I don't know. But on this person's website, Jenny Gillis, she's an Austin, Texas teacher. So right away, Austin, Texas, you can imagine where we're going. And according to Jenny's website, Heart, Soul, and Joy, she's a high school English teacher with a passion for cooking, organizing, and traveling. But she's super stressed out and upset about mask mandates in the state of Texas. They are in the same situation we are. The governor is signing executive orders. We're not having mask mandates in schools. We're not doing this. Places like Austin and Dallas and other liberal-leaning cities are pushing for these mask mandates. This is what they want, and ultimately they're going to push for vaccine mandates for teachers. You just wait. But here's her plea, and I want to play this audio and then just comment on it. Listen to this.
I have had my regular back to school anxieties, things like, am I going to have enough time? Am I going to get my lessons done? Are the students going to be okay? But this year, there is this overshadowing apprehension that's clouding my normal back to school thoughts. And it's with thoughts like, if I die, who's going to take care of my children? And if I end up in the hospital, how am I going to pay those bills? And if I give COVID to my students or my own children and they die, how am I going to live with that?
Now, I'm just going to stop there for a second before I go to the next part, which is crucial, and say that this person's emotions are not stable. She's emotionally unstable. And if she's thinking about these things, and there are millions of people across the country that are thinking and feeling the same thing, not just teachers. And where are they getting this emotion and stress from if the numbers don't bear out what they're concerned about? Or when you have a situation, for example, and the numbers I'm talking about is the number of children that are dying due to COVID as compared to other things like pneumonia and car crashes and drowning. I can go into all the numbers because that's just the fact. But again, the mixed messages from the elites, from the Faucis and the like, who have given us mixed messages for the long time and have put anxiety on the shoulders of not just teachers, but students as well. Nobody knows who to trust anymore. And then ultimately, in all of that, she says,
and I want you to ask any teacher how they feel this year. And I'm sure that they will tell you that they have never experienced anxiety like this, because it is like we are trying to protect our students from a mass shooting that we know is coming.
We're protecting our kids from a mass shooting that we know is coming. This person is not stable. I know a lot of teachers, and I don't hear that kind of instability out of their voices. Of course, people are concerned about others' health and safety as well as their own and their family. But again, it always goes to the most extreme. When again, as Red State had the story here, and Alex Parker, who put this out, the statistics don't bear out a lot of the panic that is out there. CDC reported between 0 and 19-year-olds in COVID survival rate 99.99997. Per the CDC, 354 Americans ages 0 to 17 were killed by the virus. 859 died by pneumonia. Car accidents, 1,282. 645 from drowning. COVID was bested in 2020 by 9 other threats to Americans under 18, including injury, suicide, cancer, homicide, heart disease, flu. I can go on and on. And then when it comes to mask mandates and this idea that somehow masks are going to be the silver bullet, are going to be the way that we're going to keep each other safe, when mask mandates have been proven by the data through 2020 in all of the school districts in the state of Florida, the ones that masked and ones that didn't, and you can look at the data and the number for yourself to see that it's not making any difference whatsoever. Put on top of that the confusion that comes out of one Dr. Fauci.
People should not be walking around with masks. Let me just state for the record that masks are not theater. Wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and masks are protective, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is.
Mark, there has not been any indication that putting a mask on and wearing a mask for a considerable period of time has any deleterious effects.
There are unintended consequences. People keep fiddling with the mask and they keep touching their face.
And can you get some schmutz sort of staying inside there?
Of course.
You do not need to wear a mask.
All right, I can go on and on until you do need a mask, and then you have to double and triple mask. You see what I'm saying? So again, 5-1 decision yesterday, a decision that was going to be made this way anyway. The Lee County School Board decides no mask mandates, and yet, the option to wear a mask to school for kids stays in place. Didn't have to happen. It was the way it was before. You put all these parents out for what? For theater, as Matt Caldwell put it. And the only way that this stops is to have people who will follow the science and the data and will search it out for themselves, because there's places that you can go, like the CDC, to find out what is and isn't dangerous. And then ultimately to be making sure that we hold people accountable. And listen, everybody has to go. The whole board's got to be wiped clean. Somehow we've got to start fresh. We've got to stop having, as Matt Caldwell said, the Lee County School Board as the only elected board in Lee County causing this much grief. They're the only ones. For years it's been like this. And it's going to stop. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast. Thank you so much. Coming up in just a few more minutes, I had a lot of people who asked about the interview I did yesterday with Mike Lyons, a military analyst, expert, bronze medal recipient, talking about the situation in Afghanistan and really digging into some of the details, places that maybe some others haven't wanted to go. I wanted to go there with him. I want some answers. And so he has a lot of people that he knows on the ground there. And so I'm going to replay that interview coming up in just a few more minutes. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. Right.
This Fox Business Report is presented by Island Air. High quality AC repair and installation. Online at islandairfl.com. Online at islandairefl.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Morgan Stanley reportedly wants employees to prove they're vaccinated. The New York Post reports the investment bank is giving returning staff until October 1st to provide documentation. People dining indoors at New York City restaurants or going to many indoor locations must now show proof of vaccination. Restaurant owners are split over whether that's the right move. Facebook and Instagram say they'll continue to ban the Taliban from using their platforms, yet Twitter's letting the terrorist group tweet on. The chairman of the Federal Reserve says it's unclear what the latest COVID surge means for the economy. And stocks tumbled on news retail sales fell sharply in July. The Dow and S&P 500 snapping their streak of 5 straight record closings. The Dow fell 282 points. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District.
Injuries on the job can cause you to lose control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar Levine. Money is not coming in and your medical bills are piling up. Our legal team is here to help. We can help you file all your workers' compensation claims to make sure you get the proper benefits you're entitled to. If you've been injured on the job, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Naples.
You've been waiting for an event like this, and it's finally here in Florida. The Regional Used Car Reduction, exclusively at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. This Thursday through Sunday, buyers must be found immediately for over 600 certified vehicles, off-lease vehicles, and local trades. A huge variety of pre-owned Nissans, Fords, Hondas, Chevys, Toyotas, and more. Finance a vehicle today with no down payment, with payments starting at $149 a month. Zero down, $149 a month. Trade in your vehicle for record high values. Get a personal offer for your car when you click SutherlandBuysIt.com. Sell outright or trade for one of our 600 vehicles. And through Sunday, buy with zero down. Payments as low as $149 a month. Hurry to the Regional Used Car Reduction at Florida's #1 Nissan dealer. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car mega store. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
What makes Genesis of Naples the #1 selling Genesis dealer in the nation? It's our incredible selection and professional sales staff. Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples. When I drive my beautiful new 2021 Genesis GV80 around town, the first thing everyone says to me is, "What is that beautiful SUV?" I tell them it's the all-new first ever SUV from Genesis. Then they usually ask, "How much does it cost?" I know it's hard to believe, but it starts at just $49.5 and a fully equipped Prestige for just over $70,000. It has an amazing interior and breathtaking design and your choice of turbo engines in rear and all-wheel drive, but that's not all. We have a huge selection of the all-new 2021 Genesis G80s and G90s. Come visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or genesisofnaples.com. I love my GV80 and you'll love it too.
All offers with approved credit on select models based on January 2021 retail sales. 72 months at $0 per month for 1,000 finance. No down payment required.
It's Kaylee Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. Do you want to know a secret? I know more about air conditioning than a lot of the so-called technicians in this business, and I'm just a kid. Kobe Cooling is voted the best AC company year after year because we use real NATE certified mechanics and not sales techs. We give you the best trained team in South Florida on every call. Don't take a chance with your indoor comfort and air quality. Call us at Kobe Cooling at 239-482-1542. Again, at 239-482-1542. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense, no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
When your celebration of life is prepaid in advance, it becomes a gift from you to your family later, because no one should have to plan for a loss while they're experiencing one. Paying in advance protects your loved ones and gives you the peace of mind you deserve. Let us help you plan every detail with professionalism and compassion. We're Hodges Funeral Home at Naples Memorial Gardens. Find us at dignitymemorial.com.
Good Wednesday
News,
morning, we have a
traffic.
crash out on Bayshore Road in North Fort Myers, just east of I-75, causing some slight delays getting onto the interstate, especially southbound, so watch out for a little activity and some flashing lights out there. Clear along the interstate itself, not seeing any delays up and down Bayshore Road, heading out right now into North Fort Myers as far as the area right around Cape Coral and 41. Not seeing any problems on 41 itself as well. If you're heading out through Joel Boulevard in Lehigh Acres, we do have a hit-and-run crash still lingering right near East 12th Street. Should be getting cleared up right now, but that's right near the fire station 101 in Lehigh. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, after a few showers closer to the coast throughout the first half of the day, look for scattered thunderstorms developing yet again for this afternoon. And it will be hot and humid before those do so. Temperatures push to 93 degrees for highs. The rain cooling us down, though, as we head into late today and into this evening. Look out for heavy rain at times, along with some frequent lightning. Thunderstorms wind down as we head into your Wednesday morning. We will be off to a dry but mild start, with lows only bottoming out to near 77 degrees for tomorrow morning. And another hot one for your Wednesday. We will actually start to see some slightly drier air move in for Wednesday and Thursday. Should be limiting our storm chances down just a bit. However, still some spotty storms in the forecast for each afternoon. Temperatures will be back to 94 on Wednesday, 94 on Thursday, with a high of 93 on Friday. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
The news you need, the host you trust, getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get the answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with Grace, a Tri-Found company, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Lusk Drasites in Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk Dray Sites in Telesano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk Dray Sites in Telesano. ldtlaw.com.
Matt and Justin here with Island Air with some great news for all of Southwest Florida. When the time comes to replace your old, outdated air conditioning system, you don't have to pull from any of your fund money to do so.
Over the past year and a half, we know that many people have sacrificed their vacations.
Now, for a limited time, we are including a vacation voucher with the purchase of your new home air conditioning system, redeemable for cruises and luxury condos in many countries around the world.
It's your choice with a qualified purchase of a cruise or condo resort voucher. You can choose 4,500 different resort options, 106 countries around the world.
Please take the opportunity to let Island Air take you to the islands or many other places around the world.
A vacation can be yours with the purchase of a new air conditioning system. Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher. Just give us a call, 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
Hi, Stuart Duncan here from Duncan's Diamonds. Now through the end of August, we're offering 60-month financing, so you can pick out any item, get the guaranteed best value and the best price, and spread your payments over 60 months.
Yes, it's a great month to come to Duncan's Diamonds. You will find the largest selection of diamonds and jewelry, access to thousands of jewelry styles. You will find 5 times the selection you would find in an ordinary jewelry store. Maybe you need a shop for Christmas early gift. Do not wait until the last minute. Or maybe you're getting engaged in the fall or upgrading her diamond.
Whatever the reason, we got you covered with the best selection and best prices. Take advantage of our incredible summer finance offer, 60-month payments. Indulge without breaking the bank. Come, celebrate your love with us and have a little more sparkle in your life.
Best price guarantee, low monthly payment, and a spectacular gift from Duncan's Diamonds. It is worth the drive to Duncan's Diamonds. Naples at Mercado, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Fort Myers on US 41.
Hello, I'm Dave Harmer, owner of First Class Air Conditioning. Since 1977, we've been pretty selective when it comes to hiring new people. We take special pride in the craftsmen we train and employ. If you're an experienced HVAC professional, consider joining us. With a 40-year track record, we're here for the long haul. Call today, 574-2500, and ask for Mr. Harmer. That's 574-2500.
First Class Air Conditioning. Our name says it all.
Great news, Southwest Florida. The best trade-in deal ever is back at Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, regardless of what brand it is, or where you bought it from, Naples Nissan will give you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. That's right, folks. Aaron Walker here. Hey, whatever the car you're driving now was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now. But only at Naples Nissan. Oh, and by the way, while inventory may seem short elsewhere, that's definitely not the case for us over here on Pine Ridge Road. We've got over 300 new Nissan models to choose from, including over 100 all-new, completely redesigned Rogue models. Get full offer details and pick out the new Nissan you want to drive home today at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Have you heard them yet? Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, today at noon, right after Glenn Beck. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. If you want to watch the program, please subscribe to the podcast as well. You can go type in Drew Steele to any of your favorite podcast locations, or you can go to drewsteele.com, and right there is a link. Hey, coming up, Biden's national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, who seems to be the only person who, besides Psaki and others, who are going to get up in front of a microphone because Joe Biden apparently is not going to talk to the American people every single day about what is going on because he's too busy vacationing. No joke. He had quite the day yesterday. Let's just say in the absence of a functioning president, he was an absolute disaster and more questions now than answers. Wait till you hear some of that from yesterday coming up. But also from yesterday, we had an interview with Bronze Star recipient and military analyst Mike Lyons, who does a fantastic job of breaking a lot of what we've been asking down with regard to what's happening in Afghanistan. And we had an opportunity to talk to him yesterday about some of the issues. Right out of the gate, I asked him point blank, what in the world happened? Go ahead, Jake.
Well, failure to plan and failure to anticipate, and something that we're going to look back at this and say, usually when things go wrong, there's linchpins you pull out and things get accelerated here. I've always been surprised by the velocity of what the Taliban did, but there was multiple clues that's been happening over the past few months. We had an agreement with Doha with them, and they kept violating the agreement. Over the past 60 days, they kept taking more of the provinces outside of Kabul and outside of some of the main built-up areas, and we just said, "Oh, that's okay. It's just can keep going." And they took more landmass. Finally, they took a town called Kunduz north of Kabul about 2 weeks ago. That was the home of the Northern Alliance. That should have been the big indicator that we have to activate this evacuation plan at that point. And then we literally watched over the weekend from Friday to Monday, the country falls.
Yeah. And so, your first reaction, and people that I talk to, their first reaction is, number one, I hate the whole idea that we continue to talk about this as a war. It's not a war. It hasn't been a war. The numbers would show you that they haven't been. If Joe Biden did absolutely nothing before this weekend, everything would have been status quo, which is what, 17 months or so without an American death. So we have that. So that has to stop being part of the narrative. I mean, for some, they want to make it that. But
yeah, this false choice between total combat, adding 10,000 troops, and retreating and evacuating like we did is completely false. That's exactly right. The status quo was working. We've got troops all over the world. There are a lot of different places. It was not at war. So this whole romantic vision of ending this war and bringing our boys home is like out of World War II. It just doesn't. It for whatever reason fits Joe Biden's narrative and that party's narrative, and that's what went down.
Yeah, and it's easy to look at Joe Biden after yesterday and hearing what he says and the straw man that was built up. And boy, it was very, for me, it was very Obama-esque. Talk about the straw man arguments about Trump and the Afghan military and everything else. But ultimately, you've got 20 years in the theater, and you've got at least the past 10 years to look and make a decision with the intelligence as to what they do, what they don't do, the Taliban, and how to make this happen, knowing full well that this was going to happen. So then can you honestly not say that this was a failure of intelligence if you look and say, how does a military not know this? How did they possibly, after all this time, not know that this would happen as everything, all the dominoes fell? Or is it really an administration that believes somehow that you were going to have an inclusive Taliban come in and set up a government and be more than willing to be part of the world, as it were?
Yeah, I think the second, they were misled by the Taliban. I think that they actually believe that they envision the world the way they want it to be and not the way it actually is. I can tell you this, the military for sure had been pushing this administration just to keep the status quo. I think they did that to Donald Trump. In a lot of ways, Donald Trump wanted to do the same thing. He wanted to come out of Afghanistan, but he was able to listen to the status quo and look and leave it at that point in time. But I do think that there's already comments this morning from the State Department saying they hope they're going to create some inclusive government. Like, what are we thinking? That these guys are going to be Butcher 2.0? I mean, come on. There's no evidence of that happening. They were already going door to door in Kabul, ripping people out and shooting people at the soccer stadiums. It's already happening. And this is it. This is the next 2 weeks are going to be real tenuous right now. We've got hostages there. If the Taliban decide to surround that airport, decide not to let any more Americans in or out, you got regular Americans running around the streets of Kabul. Every one of them is a bargaining chip right now. So this is really a tenuous situation, and I thought what the president did yesterday was unpresidential. I mean, basically doubling down on what he thought was right, and I think that it's not over yet. There still could be a catastrophe in the waiting.
So what's next? Like, how do we, without trying to deal with them with no way to bargain, with a Taliban who's just going to give you all kinds of propaganda that somehow the media is running with. Like they're saying things that I cannot even believe that they're repeating this idea that they seem peaceful, and it seems like they really do want to. They want to include women, and they include women in the government. It's a joke. So what do we do next, Mike? What comes next?
I can tell you this: that from the military's perspective, the race is on to get people out,
right?
And they can't do it fast enough, and they know they don't have enough lift capacity to do it in a manner that'll safely, 48 hours, 72 hours. That's not happening. They're at least now. We had reports yesterday they hadn't left Fort Bragg. There was troops that were still there. At least now it appears that with the airstrip open, that's code for at least we have troops there defending it, making sure that people aren't going to rush it like they did yesterday. And that disgusting display of not having the capability to at least land and take off aircraft. So the race is on. The military has got to do everything right now to protect those that are there, get them out, get those people that are inside the city, get them out right home. They have one singular mission, that not to lose one American life.
Yep.
And I'll tell you right now, I'm not betting on it. I hate to say that, but whoever's advising the Taliban right now could be whispering in their ear saying, this is America's Dunkirk. This is May 1940. You have bargaining chips. You have all these hostages right here. You should do something about it while you can, because I'd be surprised if nothing does happen over the next few weeks.
Well, then I would ask you this to comment on what you just said. The people that are whispering to the Taliban, would that be China?
China and Pakistan, absolutely. Pakistan likely first. We see their Taliban organization and that government, continues to support this all as all a result of that. Back to the Future, we're literally back to 1999 in terms of what's going to happen in Afghanistan. So it's a lot of Pakistan, it's a lot of China. Again, China is also, if you've seen them, they've been bellicose in some of their statements coming out. They're talking about, when we have this war for Taiwan, they're telling the Taiwanese people that the United States is not going to come and support them like they say they are. So we're losing credibility already throughout the world. And for the first time, I've seen early reports from Europe saying they're just so surprised because those other countries are scrambling. Germany, France, they're scrambling to get their people out of Afghanistan right now, too, only in that one airstrip. Because we gave up Bagram, we gave up the military air base, and now we've just, again, taken over the international base.
Yeah, and that's the other part of this, and it goes back to what I said about the military and the things that they knew and did not know, and how could you not know? How could you give up Bagram before all of this takes place? You only have a couple of places where you can lift heavy the way that they're doing, and one of them is Bagram. So why would you give that up, knowing that there is going to be? I guess it's because the thought was that it wouldn't get to this point. Like, why would you give it up?
The thought was it was. I think they looked at history and said, you go back to 1973, we take combat troops out of North Vietnam and South Vietnam in 1973, and we said, well, it'll be a couple years. This will happen. It's a fait accompli, but that's not going to happen that quickly, and we'll figure the whole thing out as the time goes. And sure enough, we get to Saigon in 1975, and they just assumed that they were going to wait, that they weren't going to do what they said they weren't going to do, and they did it. Now, again, the commander left months ago already. I've got the question that I'd ask the CENTCOM commander now is, did you how did you give up Bagram Air Base at this point? Why do we even give it up anyway forever? It's the dumbest thing you can think of. Strategically, this is why we need a foothold, a marsh pad in that country, given it's surrounded by its enemies. I don't get it. And the reason, and one more thing, the reason why the Afghan military, who Joe Biden basically called cowards yesterday, they've lost 60,000 men in the last 6 years. That's more than we lost in Vietnam. They're doing what they could do, and the second that we pulled the plug on their air support, and the second we pulled the plug on their ISR and their intelligence capability, is when they lost confidence in their ability to fight. So that's what happened. The president told a lie yesterday, and I just was really surprised for him to do that, to denigrate our ally in the way he did right now. I just don't know how anybody ever trusts us again.
Yeah, I guess ultimately the two questions, the other thing I was going to ask you quickly is, number one, you talk to people on the ground, and those, when the president says, well, the Afghan military didn't want to fight, but clearly we didn't have people that were there, contractors on the ground. They took all of them away to supply and help the Air Force to be able to take off. You're taking fire and all the idea that these planes need service. Once they're gone, there's no way to get off the ground. They can't do this, so there's no cover. So how much were they willing to fight is part of it.
When we give our allies weapon systems, there's something called a tooth-to-tail ratio, and that's the amount of support that it needs in order to maintain the equipment that goes. And unfortunately, U.S. military equipment's got a high ratio. It's almost 5 to 1. So we can give everybody Blackhawks, we can give them all that equipment, but the bottom line is the supply chain has got to follow it as well. Well, supply chain failed Afghanistan. Now, again, that's business MBA mumbo jumbo when you think about it when you go to war, but that's the reality. That we didn't give them the supply and the parts in order to maintain that or do it themselves. Didn't have the capability. Once we pulled the rug on that, they were lost.
Yeah, and then the other question before we go is this, Mike, and it's pretty simple. As not being, we know that the Afghan war is not a war. It hasn't been a war for a long time, but there is something to be said about the places that we are around the globe, and why couldn't we just have a pad there? Why couldn't we just have a presence there? Why couldn't we have a Bagram that we would have a location there to be able to say, this is our space? Why couldn't that continue to be? And it's really just about the narrative of getting out, because it's a war we don't want to be in. That's been the narrative. It's been put out there, and so there wouldn't be a discussion about that on the other side.
Right. If we pulled the 50,000 troops out of South Korea, if we pulled them out of Germany, let's go around the world, pull them out of Japan. We've been in those places since the end of the Second World War and the like, and there's no war going on there, but they maintain the peace. The amount of stalemate we were getting for 2,500, that payoff to me was worth it. It was worth keeping that there and kind of building that up and seeing how it goes. Now we ripped the Band-Aid off, and now we have this just incredible humanitarian crisis that, again, is just not over yet.
Right, and we've got to keep an eye on that. It's so important. The great Mike Lyons joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, Bronze Star recipient, military analyst, and I do trust his words, and so I appreciate him coming on, as always. Hope to do this again very soon. Thanks so much, Mike.
Thanks so much, Drew. Thanks for having me.
There's our interview yesterday with Mike Lyons, and, a couple of things since then have transpired. Jake Sullivan stepped up to a microphone yesterday, and just to give you an idea of how feckless this administration is right now on a couple of things. First of all, the Biden National Security Advisor talking about the evaluation of what's going on and evacuating Americans, and that question of, we're not going to leave anybody behind, right? I mean, certainly not.
There are Americans and Afghan allies who remain there. Will U.S. troops stay until everyone is out, or will they leave?
So I'm not going to comment on hypotheticals. What I'm going to do is stay focused on the task at hand, which is getting as many people out as rapidly as possible, and we will take that day by day.
Take it day by day, so the National Security Advisor under Joe Biden can't even tell us confidently that he's going to make sure that we evacuate all Americans from Afghanistan. But not that it could get worse, but it does. I mean, I think this is worse. Well, this isn't worse, but it's pretty bad. How about Joe Biden? Hey, is Joe Biden talking to anybody? I mean, certainly you're here and he's not, so how's that going? Talking to world leaders, and there's got to be some good stuff going on with Joe Biden behind the scenes, right?
Has the president spoken to any other world leaders since Kabul fell to the Taliban?
Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong person. He has not yet spoken with any other world leaders.
But, excuse me? He what?
He has not yet spoken with any other world leaders. Myself, Secretary Blinken, several other senior members of the team have been engaged on a regular basis with foreign counterparts.
So you're telling me that right now, with the situation that's happening with Joe Biden, who's vacationing behind the scenes, he's not even talking to world leaders? Like the National Security Advisor and the Secretary of State and others, who knows what Kamala Harris is doing. These are all the people that are talking to world leaders, and Joe Biden's not talking to anybody. Listen, these are really perilous times because China sees this, Russia sees this. China's already said, hey, listen, you might want to watch out for Taiwan, and all you Taiwanese out there, you might want to watch out for the Americans because they're going to abandon you. And oh, by the way, they're converting ferry boats to carry military ferries for military use. You getting worried yet? But 872 million people voted for Joe Biden because, that is one confident individual who's going to take control of what has to be taken control of in the toughest of times. Said nobody ever. And it gets worse. When we come back, wait till you hear this. Not only the Taliban, who has decided to troll the United States, specifically big tech, You're not going to believe this. But what about the connection with 1975 and the debacle in Saigon? You're never going to guess who was involved in that. Wait till you hear this story coming up. Plus, we'll talk more about Lee County School Board and the vote that should have never happened of a vote yesterday of allowing you to not have to, make the choice about mask mandates in schools. We'll talk about that coming up more. Stay bright. 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
Every day in business is a big day. Whatever your day brings, Comcast Business can help you handle it with reliable gig speeds and advanced cybersecurity solutions. Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Call for details.
True relief for back and neck pain.
Back or neck pain is not just unpleasant, it can be debilitating, preventing you from performing your daily routine and even confining you to bed. In decades past, patients suffering from spinal issues were often just given pain medication, spinal injections, and when they did not heal, often underwent spinal surgery. Luckily, there is now another option, non-surgical spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we use an advanced technology to apply a completely safe unloading force to relieve nerve compression associated with bulging herniated discs, sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, neuropathy. This award-winning approach, safe for any age, has gained international praise from physicians for its success. Complete pain relief is achievable. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau. You can count on us for great service. You can count on us to get it done. You can count on us for a price that's fair. The quality is second to none. For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Sales desk, Marty speaking.
All right, let's see here. Paying more for trades? F.
F?
No high-pressure sales tactics. F minus. Yikes.
What is this?
Oh, hey, Marty, just looking over your report card here.
What is this and who?
From your customers. Doesn't look good, buddy.
Give me a break, pal, okay?
Well, during Victory Lane Chevrolet's back-to-school sales event, everyone gets an A+ in savings, trade-in values, and credit approval.
And, grades don't mean anything, all right?
Judging by your empty showroom, I beg to differ.
Marty, report to the principal's office for a meeting with your parents.
Get back to school savings at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Plus $500 cash back for school supplies. And teachers get an additional $1,000 off any vehicle in stock. And our goal, 100% credit approval.
Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com.
Offers on select in-stock models with approved credit and cannot be combined. Dealer retains all rebates. Must present teacher ID for offer. See dealer for complete details. Expires 8/31/21.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list, and in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection.
License number CCC 1326213.
Collier County residents, are you prepared for hurricane season? Get ready by bringing hazardous waste to a recycling drop-off center. Hurricane season has arrived, and the Solid and Hazardous Waste Management Division is here to help you prepare. Protect your home, family, family, and the environment from dangerous, hazardous waste. Bring items like paint, gasoline, and batteries to a recycling center for environmentally safe disposal. Be prepared by cleaning out your home, yard, and garage. Bring items like propane tanks, oil, and electronics to a recycling center near you. Visit one of Collier County's recycling centers located in Naples, Marco Island, North Collier, northeast of Immokalee, and at the landfill. Recycling centers are open Monday to Saturday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. While you can drop off most items for free, small fees may apply for certain items. For more information on our rates and material accepted, visit colliercountyfl.gov/recycles or call 252-7575. That's 252-7575. Be prepared for hurricane season by bringing your hazardous waste to a recycling center near you.
When it's hot, the last thing you want is your home's AC to quit on you. At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you cool and comfortable quickly. Call 855-1-HOUR for $50 off your repair or visit onehourair.com and keep your cool. Beer.
Always on time or you don't pay time.
Terms and conditions may apply. Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Calling out political theft by the left. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along. 92.5 Fox News.
It's not easy to get out. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's the case for Americans still in Afghanistan and Afghans who helped us in the war. The U.S. is also trying to get out.
Hundreds of people clamoring to get inside Kabul's international airport today, but Taliban soldiers were only allowing very few inside. Meantime, Reuters reports a Taliban official said Afghan civilians must hand over their weapons.
Fox's Jill Nato. Reuters also just reporting a stampede of people trying to get to the airport in Kabul, leaving 17 injured. President Biden's back from vacation. He was at Camp David when the Taliban took over. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Dave, the president returned to Washington last night as the administration works to get Americans and allies out of Afghanistan. The White House says around 1,100 U.S. troops, permanent residents, and their families were flown out yesterday. Former President Trump blasted the president on Fox's Hannity.
He should have gotten the civilians out first. Then he should have taken the military equipment. We have billions of dollars of brand new, beautiful equipment.
White House officials say they expect the numbers of people leaving the country to increase now that a flow at the airport has been established. Dave?
Rachel, yet another governor has COVID, this time Greg Abbott in Texas.
I have received the COVID-19 vaccine, and that may be one reason why I'm really not feeling any symptoms right now.
He's isolated, testing positive amid a surge of cases and hospitalizations in his state and across the country. Abbott, a Republican's been battling school districts who defied his ban on mask mandates by requiring kids to wear them. Now, later today, we're expected to get an update on boosters for many Americans already vaccinated.
A source familiar with the discussion tells Fox News the booster would involve an additional shot of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine 8 weeks after the second dose to enhance and extend the immune response.
Fox's Jonathan Seri. There's no decision yet on another Johnson & Johnson dose. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Good Wednesday morning. We have a crash out on Bayshore Road in North Fort Myers, just east of I-75, causing some slight delays getting onto the interstate, especially southbound, so watch out for a little activity and some flashing lights out there. Clear along the interstate itself, not seeing any delays up and down Bayshore Road, heading out right now into North Fort Myers as far as the area right around Cape Coral and 41. Not seeing any problems on 41 itself as well. If you're heading out through Joel Boulevard and Lehigh Acres, we do have a hit-and-run crash still lingering right near East 12th Street. Should be getting cleared up right now, but that's right near the fire station 101 in Lehigh. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, after a few showers closer to the coast throughout the first half of the day, look for scattered thunderstorms developing yet again for this afternoon. And it will be hot and humid before those do so. Temperatures push to 93 degrees for highs. The rain cooling us down, though, as we head into late today and into this evening. Look out for heavy rain at times, along with some frequent lightning. Thunderstorms wind down as we head into your Wednesday morning. We will be off to a dry but mild start with lows only bottoming out to near 77 degrees for tomorrow morning. And another hot one for your Wednesday. We will actually start to see some slightly drier air move in for Wednesday and Thursday. Should be limiting our storm chances down just a bit. However, still some spotty storms in the forecast for each afternoon. Temperatures will be back to 94 on Wednesday, 94 on Thursday with a high of 93 on Friday. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
No matter where you want to listen, you'll be all set when you stream 92.5 Fox News live at rightallalong.net.
Ty Lassiter here, managing partner and CEO of Key City Capital. I think we can all admit that our origin has a lot of importance in what we will become. Many of you didn't originate from Florida, but you have come here and that choice has altered your path for the rest of your life, especially how much taxes you pay if you came here from the Northeast. So what is Key City Capital's origin? Why did we choose to move to Southwest Florida? Our mission is to connect capital to wealth through passive real estate and alternative investments. Very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors. For over 10 years, we have never missed a monthly interest payment to our partners, and we have never lost a penny of our investors' capital. That is history you can build and rely on.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments, call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Things seem to get more expensive as the years go by. Take groceries. Prices are up by 36%. And keeping up with your health, that's up too by 54%. But did you know at FPL what you pay for energy has gone down 10% over the last 15 years? And they're not cutting corners either. They're investing in energy that's not just the most reliable or the cleanest, but also the most affordable. See how we're keeping your bill lower than most states at fpl.com/value.
Matt and Justin here with Island Air of Southwest Florida. We know it's stressful when your air conditioner breaks down. Now when the time comes to replace your system, you don't have to sacrifice your vacation budget to pay for it. Because for a limited time, Island Air is including a cruise vacation voucher when you replace your heating and cooling system. This is a limited time offer, so if your AC is on its last leg and you aren't sure if it will make it through the summer, then don't delay and call Island Air today.
Over the past year and a half, we know that many people have sacrificed their vacations. Please take the opportunity to let Island Air take you to the islands or many other places around the world.
We are including a vacation voucher with the purchase of your new home air conditioning system, redeemable for cruises and luxury condos in many countries around the world. Find out more details on how to claim your voucher for a limited time. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
Plantation Shutters for You is your best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed just for you. Call today for a free consultation. Discount to military, first responders, and Biden voters who wish they voted for Trump now, as well as Trump voters. PlantationShuttersForYou.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. If you want to watch the program, subscribe to the podcast, it goes up during the show, so it's fast and you get it right away. It's almost like you're listening to the show live once again, except on a delay. So you just go to drewsteele.com, and there's a link there to subscribe to the podcast, and just type in Drew Steele in any of your favorite places. Coming up, we're going to talk about this a little more as what a disaster, what a mess. Once again, the Lee County School Board doing what they do best, showing everybody that they're the only elected board in Southwest Florida who continues to be a hot mess. And, guess what? Now you get to opt out of the mask mandate, even though the governor said already that we've got that happening and, we're going to make sure that you all do this executive orders and Parents' Bill of Rights and everything else. No. The Lee County School Board thought, hey, we should get back to this because maybe there's a way we can, what? What were you thinking? You knew you were going to vote this down. You knew that this would be the vote 5-1 about not mandating masks in Lee County, but yet you did it anyway. So we're going to talk about the mess, the hot mess that was the Lee County School Board last night. And once again, they could have done absolutely nothing and kept everything status quo, although the status quo is no longer going to be good enough here with the Lee County School Board. A lot of discussion about that and what happens next. That's coming up. We're going to get to that. But first, I wanted to mention a couple of other stories that are out there. The former president of the United States, Donald Trump, was on with Hannity last night and talking about this disaster in Afghanistan. And there's a lot to dig into this morning. Even just minutes ago, as I come to find out through the Twitterverse, that the Taliban decided that they were going to open fire on protesters in Jalalabad because they were waving an Afghan flag. There have been numerous fatalities reported. It is absolutely chaotic right now, what's going on there. And the fact that we're getting only 1,100 people out of the country, out of the airport in Kabul, that only 1,100 have left. There was supposed to be, 9,000 a day, and we've only got 1,100 so far out. There seems to be something wrong here. And where is the president of the United States? The former president was talking about the withdrawal and his thoughts on it.
He should have gotten the civilians out first. Then he should have taken the military equipment. We have billions of dollars of brand new, beautiful equipment. Take the equipment out and then take the soldiers out. And frankly, I said, take the soldiers out, but before you leave, blow up all the forts.
Yeah, and who's calling the shots? Hannity was asking of the former president because he's wondering the same thing.
He only returned because he was getting terrible press. Okay, he didn't return for any other reason. And I don't even believe he's calling the shots.
He doesn't believe he's calling the shots, and he's probably right, considering that who was it? It was Jake Sullivan, the national security advisor for Joe Biden, being asked yesterday about it.
Has the president spoken to any other world leaders since Kabul fell to the Taliban?
Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong person. He has not yet spoken with any other world leaders. Myself, Secretary Blinken, several other senior members of the team have been engaged on a regular basis with foreign counterparts.
Yeah, so there you go. So he's right. So the former president is right. Joe Biden isn't even talking to world leaders. Who's running the show? And what are Democrats saying today? Nothing. Not a word. Not a peep. What's going on here? It seems to be this Obama policy, like the Benghazi policy, which is, listen, you have the president of the United States, Obama, kind of step back away from from everything that happened in Benghazi. You have him lay low for a little while. You let the dust settle. You let everybody argue amongst themselves. You bring him back out slowly, and then all of this goes away. Of course, it didn't go away because a lot of people had questions about Benghazi and still have questions about Benghazi.
I'm really offended personally.
I didn't even bring Hillary's name up, but I'm doing that now. And so there is that connection, right? Even Jen Psaki was asked about the Obama connection because it turns out that the people that the administration have been dealing with the Taliban were people that were released from prisons in Gitmo thanks to Obama. Is that right?
Just to follow up on this, obviously getting them through and getting them to the airport is the challenge, as everyone else here has noted. But the administration's left to negotiate with the Taliban, including one of the commandos who was released from Guantanamo Bay as part of the Bo Bergdahl prisoner swap when President Biden was vice president. How does he feel about that? Does he have any regrets, and how's he digesting that?
Yeah, remember the whole Bo Bergdahl swap? And one of them turns out to be the people that they're dealing with now with the Taliban. And you know what's going on there in Afghanistan and what's to come. And so what is Joe Biden, because he was vice president at the time, what does he think about that?
Well, first I would note that, one, I'd point to the Department of the intelligence community to assess the identity of the individual. I know there's been reporting on it, but that's not my position to do from here.
Okay, so she's going to sow a little bit of doubt. Yeah, you might want to talk to them because I'm not really sure. You know, you might have to ask him about the report. Well, that's why it's come up, because that's been the reporting. But okay, here comes the best part, because there's got to be some way you can swing Donald Trump into this, right?
I would also note that in prior negotiations and commitments made during the Trump administration, there were thousands of individuals who were released.
No. Here we go again. Boy, the left does this so well. Anytime you see this happening, man, you know it's a tactic of the left. Oh, but Donald Trump did. Well, what about Joe Biden in this situation and Barack Obama? And he was the one that released this person from the prison. And it was part of a swap that people have a lot of questions about. You know, dealing with terrorists, swaps and money and pallets of cash. People have a problem with that. So what do you say about it? Oh, well, Donald Trump. No. We're talking about the task at hand, the issue at hand. We're talking about this. And there's Jen Psaki trying to put it off and put it over to the former President Trump on. No, you don't get to do this. They're feckless, everybody. They are absolutely feckless. And even the Taliban is trolling the United States right now. They see what's going on. Did you hear this? I don't know if you heard about this yesterday, Jake. Did you hear? Because I know you're a big tech guy. So the mess that Joe Biden has put us in, the world sees this. China sees this. Russia sees this. Everybody sees it. Our allies see this, especially when they're not getting calls from Joe Biden because Joe Biden's too busy doing whatever he's doing. But yet Democrats are like, listen, everything's fine. He's good. Nancy Pelosi, everything is great. I mean, we're taking care of stuff. Don't you sweat it. Everything is fine here. Keep it. Tell him that the buffet, the breakfast buffet will be up in about 10 minutes. Yeah. And that the schmutz on his face there, don't stick it in his mouth. It looks like a booger. Don't do it. Anyway, the point is, you got the Taliban now who is talking about their control in Afghanistan. And one of these individuals that was being discussed by the reporter and Jen Psaki, these people that are being released and the people that you're dealing with, and Obama released them from Gitmo and, the worry about them being possibly dangerous. Well, how about this? When asked about, listen here. All right, so this was a question being asked of the Taliban and saying, hey, listen, what about freedoms? Freedom of speech. What about that? We're worried about censorship, and you're going to take away people's right to freely speak. And
this question should be asked to those people who are claiming to be promoters of freedom of speech, who do not allow publication of all information. I can ask Facebook company. This question should be asked to them.
The Taliban trolling the Biden administration and others and reporters and using Facebook as an example of censorship. The Taliban talking about Facebook and their censorship. Listen, it's one of these failures that we're seeing across the board. It's one of the reasons why we have a lot of distrust right now when it comes to bureaucrats and administrations. When things like this are happening, when you have big tech doing what they're doing and everybody across the globe sees this and you're like, oh, no, it's just happening in my community. It's just happening in our country. When I put all these things freely out on big tech, nobody else is looking at this. It's my safety and security and privacy. Oh, they're taking care of it. Everybody sees what's going on. And again, when you have a feckless administration that by the day, the news is not getting better out of Afghanistan, and you're talking about spending $5 trillion coming up in an infrastructure bill. Yeah, we'll hold off on that. You better hold firm here, Republicans. No. We're gonna, and some Democrats. Yeah, no. We're not going anywhere just yet with that. Mask mandates. No. I have evidence that shows that the mask mandates don't work the way you're suggesting that they do. We have a whole school year in 2020, 2021 school year in the state of Florida that suggests that mandates, masked and unmasked, mandated school districts, there's no difference. Statistically, there's zero difference. Yeah, no, you can't do this. And again, just keeping an eye on them. And that's what we have to continue to do. And understand how feckless this administration is. Unbelievable. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. Stay put, because coming up, yes, we're going to talk about Lee County School Board, talk about feckless. And what we have to deal with there in the hot mess of a school board meeting last night and what they're doing with votes on mask mandates. And we'll get to all of that coming up and what happened yesterday. And some other things that are going on. I don't know if you care about Chris Cuomo talking about his brother. I did mention that for a half a second. What they're doing in New Zealand is absolutely outrageous, and some of the numbers that you need to know that means something here in Southwest Florida as well. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. I-75 southbound backed up from Colonial Boulevard down toward Daniels Parkway because of a crash near the Colonial exit around mile marker 136 or so. So avoid that area by taking either Ortiz Avenue or Tree Line to get around it. 41 also up to speed. You could take that as a good alternate route as well. In Collier County, we're dealing with a crash at 951 Collier Boulevard and the East Trail 41, seeing just some slight slowdowns at that intersection. Also a crash at Collier Boulevard and Immokalee Road. Looks like just a disabled vehicle out there because of it. And another minor crash at DeSoto Boulevard North and Oil Well Road in Golden Gate Estates. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea, Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, after a stray shower or two throughout this morning, look out for scattered thunderstorms with heavy rain and frequent lightning for this afternoon. A hot one and humid one for today with highs near 93 degrees. We wind things down as we head into tonight. Another mild, muggy start to kick off your Wednesday with a low near 77 degrees and more scattered storms in the afternoon with temperatures pushing to 94. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
When listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
I received a call the other day from a woman. Her husband tragically was unable to call himself, but he had told her, if anything ever happens to me, call Morgan & Morgan. And what higher honor could we receive than protecting someone's family after they're gone? Life can be shattered in a moment. When that happens, know that America's largest injury law firm is here for you. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I'm about to say a dirty word, a really dirty word. Cover your kids' ears. Ready? Plumber. Hi, I'm Rob Hill of Bob Hill Plumbing. I'm not sure why plumber is a dirty word. I like to think of myself as a respectful, clean, and honest plumber. In fact, I'm proud to say that Bob Hill Plumbing is one of the oldest businesses in Naples. My dad founded Bob Hill Plumbing in 1952. I instilled the same tradition and values as he had back in the 50s. I dare you to find that in the chuck in a truck world. Everyone has an AC guy and an electrical guy, but a plumber? If you need plumbing services, I invite you to call me today, and I'll prove to you that we've cleaned up the word plumber. See, even the radio guy stopped beeping me out. Bob Hill Plumbing. Let me be your plumbing guy.
To schedule service, call Bob Hill Plumbing at 262-6119 or go to bobhillplumbing.com.
Fox News listeners, Saturday morning is the perfect time to talk boats and water fun in Southwest Florida. This is Adam Botana again from Baywater Sousa Boat Club. Join us every Saturday morning from 7 to 8 for the Baywater Boat Club Hour. We talk boats, fishing, boating hotspots, water quality, on top of Jake the Millennial and I just having fun on the radio. And if you don't have a boat, Baywater Sousa Boat Club has got you covered. Just call me, Adam, at 239-495-0455.
At Lamps Plus, we believe your home should be a celebration of you. As the nation's largest lighting retailer, Lamps Plus offers an incredible selection of lighting, furniture, and home decor that are sure to bring out your unique style. We help customers just like you every day beautify their indoor and outdoor spaces, and at the flip of a switch, see their home in a whole new light. Because if you can dream it, you should have it. There are infinite possibilities to bring your home to life at Lamps Plus, including custom order on-demand pieces that match your personal taste and color preference. Select from over 50,000 styles from top designer brands, including Uttermost, with a huge assortment of table lamps, floor lamps, chandeliers, and mirrors to add elegance and style to any room in your home. And now, Lamps Plus offers free shipping on all orders. Yep, free. For up to 50% off selected designs, go to lampsplus.com/Fox News now. That's lampsplus.com/Fox News for up to 50% off. Shop Lamps Plus and let yourself shine.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line, drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's. Go to the website to watch the program. The podcast goes up immediately, so keep an eye on that as well. Subscribe to the podcast. We appreciate it. You can go to drewsteele.com and subscribe there. It's available for you just with a simple click, or you can just type in Drew Steele into your favorite place if you would like, where you get your podcast at. Are you serious? We're not really doing this right now, are we? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the President of the United States. It's Joe Biden. Hello, sir.
Hey, great to be on the Hughes to Beal show, man.
Yeah, you
What's
should.
happening?
Yeah, you should probably know by now it's Drew Steele. Seriously. All right. Anyway, hey, listen. Let me ask you this, Mr. President. What are you doing here? What's going on with this vacation stuff? You picked quite the time to do it. You got the Taliban all over Afghanistan. You know what's happening. The COVID variant is raging. What are you going to say to people? They're pretty unhappy with you right now over all of this.
Well, sure. No, I understand. Let me just let me check my notes here. They told me what to say about this. Oh, here it is. Joe, stop calling me. No, that's Barack. I'm sorry, that's a message from Barack. Look, I'll tell you exactly what I'd say.
Yeah.
Okay, here's it, folks. Here's the deal. Like I'd say, Kamala and me, we're doing the hard work. Hard work. It's not always popular, but with the dirty Tallahassee, with the Teletubby tally bastards, they pulled a fast one, man. They pulled a fast. I didn't know this last week. But boy, I tell you, I wish I could have just seen the future like old nostril dumbass on this one, man. We could have shut him right down, man. Shut him right down.
All right. So listen, hey, at least you went to the White House for a minute there from Delaware, I guess, and you're not.
Sure.
Yeah, okay, so that was a good move.
Everywhere, man.
Yeah,
I work everywhere.
Yeah.
Now look, my family's all still going to be there, so I just want to tell all my grandkids, just so they're not wondering, oh, hey, Grandpa Joe loves you, and I'll be down there to see you just as soon as I take care of the turtle plan and the Covey Merriman thing.
I don't.
You know the thing.
All right, moving on. No, I don't know the thing. All right, moving on. Listen. So I'm hearing, you have said this before, and this whole thing of this summer of freedom. It was supposed to be from coronavirus that you were promising. What's up with that?
Yeah, and it's still going to be, Jack. It's still going to be. We got a couple weeks left.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not giving up on that at all.
No.
Not at all.
No.
'Cause it's just like they always say. It's not over till the fat lady from Wilson Phillips sings, man. And how do you give up on something with a great name like that?
Oh, I don't know.
It's a summer of freedom.
Yeah.
I told Jilly. I says it sounds like a really good maxi pad they just came out with. doesn't it?
All right. Moving on. Now, listen, Jake is telling me now we got a call from somebody else. We have another special guest on the line right now that apparently is a little more outspoken on vaccines than you. Is this right? This is the former governor of the state of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Is that you? How are you, sir?
Yes, I'm doing absolutely fantastic. But I just wanted to call in and clear up a few things, in all of this. I simply said the people complaining that their freedom, that the video footage of me is being manipulated and all of this.
Yeah.
The people complaining that their freedom is being disturbed with the vaccine are acting like schmucks. I mean, that is how mad all of this crap has gotten me, Drew.
Yeah.
I'm actually going around speaking Yiddish. Don't you putzes know wearing a mask is one of the best ways we can keep everyone around us safe here? What are you, a bunch of schmendricks? Hey, Arnold, if it's all right with you, I'm going to swear you in right now as my COVID czar. How'd you like that? Oh, I'd be an honor, sir, and things of this nature. Sure. Go ahead, Mr. President. All right, do you swear to uphold the Constellation of the United Stairmasters of America against all enemies, both forestry and Dominic, so help you corn pop? I do. Then by the power invested in me, Jack, I now pronounce you the White House COVID cyborg czar of Amerigo Vespucci, man. Oh, thank you, President Biden. I appreciate it. Okay, now tell everybody to go get vaccinated. Tell them. You heard the man. Go get the vaccine. Do it now. Seriously, not getting vaccinated has got to be the dumbest thing that anyone has ever done. Well, since I got together with my Guatemalan housekeeper, you remember her, Drew.
No.
She was the one that looked like boxer Manny Pacquiao.
No, okay, listen, this might be a good time for us to go. That's enough.
She does look like
all right, now both of you, that's enough. Goodbye.
Mask up, people.
All right.
It might just be an improvement on your face. Just ask my ex-wife, Maria. No, seriously, she looks so much less like the crypt keeper, all covered up like that. It's unbelievable.
All right, the music's playing. We got to go. Goodbye.
You guys, you better, Drew, I'm telling you, you do what Mr. Schwarzenhofer says, or he's going to send a T-1000 to your house and terminate you, Jack. And don't forget to wash your hands, or it's hasta la vista, baby.
Goodbye. That was there. Okay, 239-479-5592. Hey, when we come back, we're not going to do any of that there. When we do come back, we're going to talk more about the Lee County School Board from last night. We'll get to that. And it was almost as big a mess as that was right there. It could be compared to. All right, we'll get to that coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This is Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-909-8122. 800-909-8122. 800-909-8122.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home, so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, I strive to offer the highest level of care for those suffering with back and neck problems. With unparalleled service and our award-winning non-surgical spinal decompression approach, thousands of people have chosen us to treat their back or neck problems. If you are seeking lasting relief that is proven effective without needles or surgery, then call today to see if you may be a candidate. This completely safe treatment can be effective for many conditions, including sciatica, ruptured or herniated discs, facet syndrome, compressed nerves, arthritis, and spinal stenosis. Additionally, people who had failed back surgery in the past often find incredible relief from spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care, all our treatments are drug-free and non-surgical. We use new and comprehensive approaches that provide lasting relief. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
License number CCC 1333045.
Storm safety starts at the top. When the wind and rain come, count on Crown Residential Services to make certain your roof is storm ready. After all, it should never rain inside your house. Crown offers repairs, replacement, free estimates, and the Crown Guard maintenance program, so you can be prepared and stay prepared. Is your roof ready? Not sure? Count on Crown. Call 855-CROWN-55. That's 855-CROWN-55. Make sure your biggest investment is absolutely protected. Call 855-CROWN-55.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Good morning. I-75 southbound backed up from Colonial Boulevard down toward Daniels Parkway because of a crash near the Colonial exit around mile marker 136 or so. So avoid that area by taking either Ortiz Avenue or Tree Line to get around it. 41 also up to speed. You could take that as a good alternate route as well. In Collier County, we're dealing with a crash at 951 Collier Boulevard and the East Trail 41, seeing just some slight slowdowns at that intersection. Also a crash at Collier Boulevard and Immokalee Road. Looks like just a disabled vehicle out there because of it. And another minor crash at DeSoto Boulevard North and Oil Well Road in Golden Gate Estates. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, after a few showers closer to the coast throughout the first half of the day, look for scattered thunderstorms developing yet again for this afternoon. And it will be hot and humid before those do so. Temperatures push to 93 degrees for highs. The rain cooling us down, though, as we head into late today and into this evening. Look out for heavy rain at times, along with some frequent lightning. Thunderstorms wind down as we head into your Wednesday morning. We will be off to a dry but mild start, with lows only bottoming out to near 77 degrees for tomorrow morning. And another hot one for your Wednesday. We will actually start to see some slightly drier air move in for Wednesday and Thursday. Should be limiting our storm chances just a bit. However, still some spotty storms in the forecast for each afternoon. Temperatures will be back to 94 on Wednesday, 94 on Thursday, with a high of 93 on Friday. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Go for Cornerstone.
Great news, Southwest Florida. The best trade-in deal ever is back at Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, regardless of what brand it is or where you bought it from, Naples Nissan will give you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. That's right, folks. Aaron Walker here. Hey, whatever the car you're driving now was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now. But only at Naples Nissan. Oh, and by the way, while inventory may seem short elsewhere, that's definitely not the case for us over here on Pine Ridge Road. We've got over 300 new Nissan models to choose from, including over 100 all-new, completely redesigned Rogue models. Get full offer details and pick out the new Nissan you want to drive home today at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
When was the last time you checked in on your insurance? Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
I wasn't able to sleep in my own bed. Because of my wife's struggles with CPAP, I had to move out to the couch, out to the recliner, out to my son's bunk bed. That is, until she started using Inspire, a sleep apnea treatment that works inside her body with just the click of a remote.
Get back to sleeping in your own bed with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit InspireSleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
Hey, this is Papa with Casey, Carrie, and Cody. And as most of you know, when Irma hit in September of 2017, thousands of people tried unsuccessfully to call a roofing company, but all the roofers were so overwhelmed they could not handle or even answer those calls. Now here we are, 4 years later, and many of those same people are still waiting to have their roofs repaired. So we are implementing our proactive list. If you want to be on our list, call me for our free tolerance inspection. Once we inspect your roof, you will be on the proactive list. If or when the next storm hits, you will have no need to call any roofer because we will be calling you automatically to see if you need help. We can offer emergency repairs and tarp service or whatever your roof requires. Call Papa now for our free tolerance inspection, 945-2700. We believe it's wise to be proactive and it costs you nothing to join our list. Call Papa for our free tolerance inspection at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 1326213.
Lusk, Drasites, and Telesano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Telesano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit LDTlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Telesano. LDTlaw.com.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. You can go there to watch the program and subscribe to the podcast. It goes up pretty fast, so you can listen anytime you'd like. Just go to drewsteele.com. There's a link there. All right, let's get into it. If you were there, maybe you have some comments. I know a lot of people have been calling this morning and want to comment about being there at the Lee County School Board meeting, where yesterday, for whatever reason, they decided that they were going to have a meeting and talk about opting out or not opting out of the masks and having a mask mandate. And ultimately, they voted to allow families to continue to opt out of the mask mandate. Isn't that nice of them, considering that the governor has already talked about this? We're going to get to your calls. I know Nat Caldwell, we're going to hear from him in just a second as well. Wednesdays are our usual time with Brendan Leslie from Florida Conservative Voice, flconservativevoice.com. There's a lot that he's been talking about with regard to what's going on with mandates and even what the Biden White House is doing and here in Florida and offering cash to some districts that want to disobey the mask mandate order. And I know he wanted to talk about this morning as well. Brendan, good morning, sir.
How we doing, Drew?
You know, after last night, it was wild to say the least. Your thoughts?
Yeah, let's just say I'm sorry for the heat I'm about to bring, because I have seen a lot in politics. I cover it day and night, as you know, and what I saw last night was one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen from any so-called politician who, mind you, is supposed to be representing us here in Lee County. Betsy Vaughn, most particular, it was just a disgusting display. These people do not care about you. They do not care about your kids. And it's time that we continue pushing back, like I saw from the parents last night. My hat is off to the hundreds of parents that came last night. I unfortunately couldn't get to the meeting because they pulled this antic so last minute that I couldn't get out of prior commitments. And it broke my heart that I wasn't there representing the people that follow my work. But the fact, I know that you probably feel the same, Drew, the fact that we can sit here and talk about this all day and see people actually take action off of the things we bring awareness to, that's something special.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that have been paying attention, and enough is enough, and things are going to change around here, Southwest Florida, and dare I say even around the country, as you've reported at flconservativevoice.com on a couple of different issues that have to do with this. One being that the Biden White House decided, hey, listen, don't worry about all those Florida districts who want to disobey the DeSantis no mask mandate order. We'll pay you cash. We'll take care of you. So nothing to worry about. You can be bold and brave and make a stand. So all these liberal places like Broward and other areas around the state, don't you worry. We'll give you cover, which is not something that we like to see. And then, obviously, some of the other things that are going on in the positives with DeSantis and this COVID-19 rapid response unit being on top of what is happening here in the state. And still how you've heard and we've heard so many people who are trying to push back against the will of the people of Southwest Florida.
Yeah, what we saw last night was clearly just, it was nothing more than petty nonsense. What Biden is trying to do in bribing these local officials is completely unconstitutional. The federal government, let's remind the world, the states created the federal government. The federal government is not the ruler of this nation. We need to start getting back to that. That's how we were founded. We are supposed to be able to govern ourselves. And what Biden is doing is just an atrocity. And listen, here in Lee County, we don't want mask mandates. We don't care what your so-called science says. We don't want mask mandates. They've made that clear. How many parents were at the meeting yesterday? How many of them supported the actual mask mandate? Like 2 out of hundreds? So it's clear as day that the people don't want the mask mandates, and what they're doing is just petty political nonsense, and they are not fit for office. And let's talk about Betsy Vaughn and her direct comments. She aimed towards the peaceful protesters that were there yesterday, calling them Capitol attackers, basically saying, oh, you are just like the Capitol attackers. If I don't vote against this, if I don't vote for this mask mandate, which is, by the way, against the law, it's not because of a rabble of people that attacked the Capitol. What is that? Right there alone, Betsy Vaughn should resign immediately.
So did she say that?
She said that. Direct quote. If I don't vote for this, it's not because of a rabble of people that are just like the ones who attacked the Capitol. That's what she said.
I had no idea. Wow. All right. Well, hold on a second. Let's bring in Matt Caldwell into the conversation. Matt Caldwell, I played the audio earlier. Spot on with what he said at the meeting yesterday. And Matt, obviously you were there. Your thoughts overall, and then I want to dig into some of what you said. What were your thoughts after last night at the Lee County School Board?
Well, Brendan has hit a home run in terms of the representation. Hundreds of parents turned out last night. They shared their thoughts, and as he accurately said, I think there were only 2 or 3 people that were in favor of the mask mandates. And you had board members really conducting political theater, as I talked about yesterday. I think they have mistaken courage. You know, leadership takes real courage. It takes a willingness to tackle adversity, but they have traded that in for belligerence and condescension. I mean, the condescending way that so many of the board members treated the audience, treated their constituents as though they weren't smart enough to make decisions for themselves. They weren't deserving of being there. I will tell you, there were some people that were acting out far more than they should be. You need to be respectful. You need to not be shouting when other people are talking. But I really think the problem is this school board has created that environment. They have been so aggressive against their constituents. They have been so belligerent in terms of enraging people to the point that people just feel like they don't have any other choice than to just share their raw emotions. I mean, I'm having a hard time describing it because I'm so just totally upset about this. This was a total waste of time in terms of an actual policy decision, and was completely about them getting up on their lectern and giving their thoughts for 20, 30 minutes each about what the world should be and why we were all wrong for our views.
And I don't understand what the purpose was at the end of the day. Like, what is this? Is this just political posture? I mean, is it? It doesn't make any sense. They, like you said yesterday, they knew how this vote was going to go, number one. And number two, the other part of this, which is the biggest part that everybody has to understand. Why is it that out of all the elected boards, as you mentioned yesterday, everybody, and make mention of this, Matt, that these are the ones, this board, the Lee County School Board, is the one that we are constantly, year after year, for the longest time, always are having the most trouble with? Why are they such trouble?
That's really a fascinating question, because we do have such great leadership in Lee County. We have probably the best period of stability and conservative governance that I've lived through in my 40 years here in Southwest Florida. You know, our county commission is stable and trustworthy. You know, we don't have these kinds of meetings at our hospital board, at our fire districts, at our city councils. Look, there's issues people are passionate about. There's things that we vote for and vote against. Yeah. But it's the school district is the only one that every single month there's something that we have to get the word out to parents. They're doing it again. And it's mind-blowing why they want to continually pick a fight with the community that they represent. I've never seen anything like this in my life, Drew.
Did you hear last night? Because Brendan Leslie, who's on with us as well, FloridaConservativeVoice.com, FLConservativeVoice.com is the website. He's the editor there, and Matt Caldwell joining us now as well. Did you hear the comments of Betsy Vaughn? Did she compare the group that was in the audience to insurrection rioters January 6th? Did she throw that out there?
100%, and that's really that probably typifies the relationship between the audience and the board last night. You know, as you can imagine, the reaction was visceral from the crowd, just absolutely insulted and incensed by the suggestion that these citizens showing up to protest the potential board action were somehow the same as people who went into the Capitol on January 6th. I mean, it's just, you know, you can't defend acting out and misbehavior, but at the same time, when your elected official is just lobbing insulting grenade after grenade in your face, if I acted that way when I was on a committee in the legislature, it would only be on me if the crowd lost their temper. If I was sitting up there and lecturing them about how terrible they were as a people, it would only be my own fault. That's how they reacted.
Yeah, and both of you stay there because I want to bring Denise Nystrom in on this as well. Because Denise, let everybody know, by the way, because you talked about this yesterday and some concerns with the school board. You were there last night as well. But your history, just explain to people your history and how you've worked with districts in the past.
Yeah, well, first I want to say that Matt Caldwell is on point with regard to what happened there last night.
Yeah.
I was actually the chief executive officer for human resources, meaning that I worked directly for the superintendent overseeing all of personnel in a school district. And I have been living at that school district. I go to every single meeting. And I have to tell you, in my estimation, it was the place to be last night, and those board members were caught off guard. And we actually owe a thanks to you, Drew, for helping to get the word out as well.
Well, certainly the community has responded. But Denise, this is the question that I wanted to ask you is I'm worried about the sunshine. I'm worried about the sunshine laws. I'm worried about what I see. And Matt, maybe you can comment on this as well. But Denise, I want you to talk about this first. You know, if they back up and they have a couple of things that they want to say to the lawyer there on the board, and they have a couple of comments that they make, that's not in the sunshine. We need to hear everything that's being discussed. Can they do that?
No, and as a matter of fact, what they did is a couple of times they took a recess, or at one point they called to adjourn, and then we would see the board members or the attorney and some of the board members actually speaking to each other at that point in time. So I think I just think they were overwhelmed and they could not handle the crowd that was there last night. I think for the first time they realized that there are a lot of conservatives out there that are not happy with them at all.
Yeah. Matt, another point on that as well, the issues of sunshine?
Well, it just is more evidence of just how Keystone Cops the whole operation really is. The adjournment, listen, there have been meetings I've had that got pretty heated over the years, and there's been decisions to leave. I was there in the legislature when Speaker Crisafulli, we left and adjourned the session because the Senate just wasn't playing ball on the issues we thought were important. But if you're going to do that, you do it and you get it done. And instead, what you had was a motion to adjourn and then complete confusion on part of the board. The chair didn't know what was going on. They couldn't even adjourn a meeting and do a power move without screwing it up. I mean, that is how dysfunctional this board is. It was incredible.
Brendan Leslie, you're hearing all of this. You're getting a great opportunity to maybe do a deep dive into what's going on. Find out more about some of these issues and some of the things that you've witnessed as well.
Yep. And Denise hit it right on the head, saying that they got overwhelmed. They tried to slip this in. They talked about it first. What was it, Monday night? And then they were like the next day wanted to vote on it. I don't think they were expecting the turnout that happened. But thanks to Drew, a bunch of other parents, I blasted it out there on social media that hundreds showed up, overwhelmed them, and really forced their hand. I really think they originally went into there thinking they were going to pass that mask mandate, but then they saw the will of the people and they decided not to. Again, what Matt said, them being dysfunctional, it is the most dysfunctional group of politicians I've ever seen in my career. It is that bad. And that is seriously alarming here in Lee County. And I assure Southwest Florida, Lee County specifically, I am digging into these people day in and day out behind the scenes. I have candidates that are about ready to primary these people. This board will not look like this come 22. You have my word for that.
All right, we'll keep an eye on it and certainly go to flconservativevoice.com. Go to the website there. You can find these stories. I'm sure that Brendan will let me know quickly. I'll get a ding on some kind of message that'll let me know that he's got something hot and up there at the site. He always does.
Hey, Drew, can I chime in for a quick second?
Yes, please. Go ahead. Yep, we've got just about a minute. Go ahead.
Okay, there were medical professionals there that were trying to explain to them last night why the masks that they're wearing are ineffective. You could tell that they were clueless about that. I have to give a shout out to Congressman Byron Donalds, who showed up as a representative to tell them that what they were doing was defying the governor's orders. And it was actually Chris Patrica that led the charge on Monday to establish this charade that went on yesterday. And, and I just want to thank everybody for getting the word out, and as did the Estero Republic Club and my organization, Take Action Patriots. But once again, thank you, everybody.
Yeah, no doubt. And a big part of that, too, has to be mentioned, the fact that the data that everybody is looking for is out there. We have a whole 2021 school year that we can look at and see the data. It's there for you to peruse anytime you want. I'm looking at it right now, a chart that shows that you have districts that had mask mandates and districts that didn't. And you can see that statistically there is absolutely no difference in cases per enrolled student in person between districts that mask mandated and those that did not. It's clear. It exists and you can see it. It doesn't work. All right, everybody. Listen, Matt Caldwell, you're the best. I appreciate you. Denise Nystrom, thanks for joining us as well. And Brendan, always good to hear from you as well. Brendan Leslie, Florida conservative voice, who's working hard to expose all of these stories and much more. All right, everybody. I appreciate all your time together. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we'll see you. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Hey, do we have time to do Drew's College? We don't have time to do Drew's College. Sorry we ran long today. But listen, there's a lot going on, a lot of breaking news, a lot of big stories that have been happening. So forgive me for that. I promise you tomorrow we will have it, no doubt. All right, 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. We're on the phone with our good friend TJ Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples. And listen, TJ, we know that when you're calling, something big is going on, something special is happening at Floor Meisters. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with the almost 1 million square feet of CoreTech inventory on hand. Talk about that.
Yes, I have the biggest selection in Southwest Florida, and I also probably have the biggest stock of CoreTech. Got almost 1 million square feet. I'm ordering it every day to keep up with demand and to make sure it's here, ready to go when you need it. I've got trucks rolling in every day. I'm buying for 3 to 4 to 5 months out to make sure you've got it. If you got a contractor who needs some floor and they can't get it, come see me. We probably have it here.
So when it comes to CoreTech, listen, you know where to go. The selection's unbelievable at Floor Meisters. And if you're a homeowner, contractor, installer, and you can't find what you're looking for, now's the time to visit their store at 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco or online at floormeisters.com.
Replace your AC today, go on a cruise tomorrow. Island Air wants to send you to the island. Matt here from Island Air of Southwest Florida with some great news.
Decisions. Do I buy an air conditioner? Do I take a vacation? For a limited time, Island Air is offering you both in one package.
Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
Stop. Don't purchase any diamonds, jewelry, or engagement rings until you come to Duncan's Diamonds. We are not your typical jewelry store. Here are a few reasons. Family owned. Stuart Duncan and his family have been involved in the wholesale diamond business for nearly a century. No middleman. We are direct diamond importers, offering prices 30 to 40% lower than the rest, passing all those savings to you. No pressure. We are not paid on commission. We are here to help you even if you do not purchase from us and to make sure you are happy. The largest selection of diamonds and jewelry, access to millions of jewelry styles, and that is up to 30 times what you find in an ordinary jewelry store. Free services like clean and check whether you purchased from us or not. Don't take our word from a radio ad. Visit Duncan's Diamonds. We will prove we will not be undersold anywhere, anytime, by anybody. Duncan's Diamonds.
US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Naples at Mercado.
Rock Solid wants you to be our customer. At Rock Solid Countertops and More, $9.99 gets it done. Through Labor Day, get a full set of kitchen countertops from $9.99 installed. Rock Solid guarantees to beat any competitor's prices, including installation. So come see Hugo and his team at 2240 JNC Boulevard in Naples, or visit rocksolidnaples.com. Rock Solid, where $9.99 gets it done.
Sales desk, Marty speaking.
All right, let's see here. Paying more for trades?
F.
F?
No high-pressure sales tactics. F minus. Yikes.
What is this?
Oh, hey, Marty, just looking over your report card here.
What is this and who?
From your customers. Doesn't look good, buddy.
Give me a break, pal, okay?
Well, during Victory Lane Chevrolet's back-to-school sales event, everyone gets an A+ in savings, trade-in values, and credit approval.
You know, grades don't mean anything, all right?
Judging by your empty showroom, I beg to differ. Marty, report to the principal's office for a meeting with your parents.
Get back to school savings at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Plus $500 cash back for school supplies. And teachers get an additional $1,000 off any vehicle in stock. And our goal, 100% credit approval.
Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com.
Offers on selected stock models with approved credit and cannot be combined. Dealer retains all rebates. Must present teacher ID for offer. See dealer for complete details. Expires 8/31/21.
Got chronic joint pain? Not having enough success with steroids, but trying to avoid surgery? Well, thankfully, there's a better way, and it's now available here from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics, now open in Naples. Hey, it's Drew Steele from Daybreak, talking about all new therapies, advanced all-natural regenerative treatments that can not only just give you relief, but also can restore and repair damaged tissue so you can have lasting relief. If you've got joint pain due to arthritis, knee pain, hip pain, shoulder pain, don't just think the old ways of dealing with pain are the only ways. You need to learn more about these new biologic therapy solutions. Call now for a free consultation. QC Kinetics at 239-893-PAIN. These remarkable treatments increase mobility, decrease pain, and help restore tissue. They actually encourage your body to heal itself. Call now and learn more about these restorative, regenerative, and revolutionary alternatives. Don't wait. Call today. QC Kinetics at 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
Water everywhere. You can't swim in it. You can't stand drinking it. Heck, it's so bad it's on the news every day. Hi, I'm Rob Hill from Bob Hill Plumbing. We've invested over 66 years here in Naples, bringing you clean, drinkable water for your home or condo. We realize we can't fix the water problems everywhere, but we can definitely clean up the water inside your home. Our government does their best to deliver safe water for use. But wow, who wants chlorinated yellow water at every faucet? Let us install a Halo home filtration system and remove all the bad taste, color, and odor from your water. Halo removes 99% of all chlorine, ammonia, and all the bad-tasting chemicals in our municipal water system. Call Bob Hill Plumbing today and let us install a Halo water system in your home so you can once again enjoy clean, bottle-quality water at every faucet. Bob Hill Plumbing. Let me be your plumbing guy.
To schedule service, call Bob Hill Plumbing at 262-6119 or bobhillplumbing.com.
When there's nothing left that makes any sense. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right. All along.
Stampede outside the airport in Kabul. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. 17 Afghans were injured trying to get past a gate to flee the country. A NATO official tells Reuters, but the Taliban is making it tough for civilians to leave while the U.S. tries to evacuate Americans and some of our allies.
Taliban fighters also reportedly shot and killed a woman for going in public without a burqa, another action that is not consistent with the pledge we're hearing that they will respect women's rights.
Fox's Ryan Chilcote. We may hear more from President Biden today back at the White House from his vacation. Former President Trump started the process to pull all U.S. troops out with a Taliban peace deal, and he tells Fox's Hannity,
"It's a great thing that we're getting out, but nobody has ever handled a withdrawal worse than Joe Biden. This is the greatest embarrassment, I believe, in the history of our country."
Of course, the former president long insisted he won the election, but his fraud claims fizzled in court in several states like Georgia, where a Republican voting reform law has been controversial. And Fox's Eben Brown has an update live.
Yeah, Dave, Georgia's state election board, which is controlled by Republicans, will be conducting a formal process review of elections in Fulton County, the state's most populated county, which includes part of Atlanta. The review board is being requested by GOP state legislators, and it can be appointed under the state's new sweeping elections reform law. Critics say it could pave the way for a state takeover of the county's elections if the review panel recommends it. Atlanta and Fulton County are Democratic strongholds, Dave.
Evan, Pope Francis is adding his voice to the chorus, urging people to get a COVID vaccine. He's calling it an act of love. 70% of Americans 12 and older have had at least one dose, but with COVID surging with another 128,000 new cases in the U.S. yesterday and hospitalizations rising, the Biden administration is expected to detail today plans to give vaccinated Americans another booster dose. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink
Good
News
morning. I-75
traffic.
southbound backed up from Colonial Boulevard down toward Daniels Parkway because of a crash near the Colonial exit around mile marker 136 or so. So avoid that area by taking either Ortiz Avenue or Tree Line to get around it. 41 also up to speed. You could take that as a good alternate route as well. In Collier County, we're dealing with a crash at 951 Collier Boulevard and the East Trail 41, seeing just some slight slowdowns at that intersection. Also a crash at Collier Boulevard and Immokalee Road. Looks like just a disabled vehicle out there because of it. And another minor crash at DeSoto Boulevard North and Oil Well Road in Golden Gate Estates. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, after a few showers closer to the coast throughout the first half of the day, look for scattered thunderstorms developing yet again for this afternoon. And it will be hot and humid before those do so. Temperatures push to 93 degrees for highs. The rain cooling us down, though, as we head into late today and into this evening. Look out for heavy rain at times, along with some frequent lightning. Thunderstorms wind down as we head into your Wednesday morning. We will be off to a dry but mild start, with lows only bottoming out to near 77 degrees for tomorrow morning. And another hot one for your Wednesday. We will actually start to see some slightly drier air move in for Wednesday and Thursday. Should be limiting our storm chances just a bit. However, still some spotty storms in the forecast for each afternoon. Temperatures will be back to 94 on Wednesday, 94 on Thursday, with a high of 93 on Friday. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Does 92.5 Fox News have a live stream? You bet. Go to rightallalong.net.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to manufacture and install your windows. Only New South offers true factory direct windows to you. Only New South has award-winning windows that are made and designed specifically for our Florida weather. Every single New South window is custom manufactured just for your home. These are high-performance, energy-efficient windows, and now you can buy 2 windows and get the third absolutely free. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com or call for your factory direct pricing.
Call now, 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $59 off any electrical repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Had a chance to visit A Locksmith, their showroom in North Naples. And Andrew is the owner. He is a fantastic guy. Get a chance to talk to him. He's a former police officer and an expert on home security. Maybe you have some needs like a safe, a Liberty safe. They are the only Liberty safe dealer in Collier County. And I don't know if you know, but A Locksmith is the oldest locksmith in Collier County and comes with a stellar reputation for professional quality and service. Their staff licensed, bonded, and insured and available, and 100% satisfaction is always guaranteed. Their employees are great. No contractors. They have all their employees there, and they are always professional, on time, serving Collier and Southern Lee counties. So if you're looking for your next Liberty safe, you want to go to A Locksmith. They have 2 Naples showroom, one in North Naples, across from Mercado, and one in the city of Naples, just north of Mooring Line Drive on US 41. Or if you want to find out more, visit alocksmithnaples.com.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. Unfortunately, many drivers in Florida do not carry liability insurance or have limits of insurance that are insufficient to cover your injuries. Uninsured motorist is valuable coverage that you can purchase to protect you in those instances. Call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Office in Fort Myers, Naples.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $59 off any electrical repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's. You can go to the website to watch You can also subscribe to the podcast. It is both hours are already up. Jake does an amazing job getting them up quickly, so they are up and ready to go. So you can listen to the show at your convenience starting right now as well. All right, a lot to get to, a lot of phone calls. We're going to talk about the Lee County School Board meeting, and now you don't have to worry about the mask mandates that they wanted to bring up for yesterday because they all voted against it, although they could have just left things alone because the governor's already talked about this and mask mandates in certain districts. But, of course, there are some districts who don't want to listen to the governor, maybe because politically that they have a problem with him. Certainly, there are many people on the school board that have a problem, and maybe even behind the scenes that aren't even telling us what kind of problems they have with Republicans, the GOP, those that supported Trump, those that support DeSantis. It's almost like, well, let's not worry about that right now. We'll get to that discussion in just a second. But you can imagine what it's almost like. Boy, it seems like when it comes to COVID, when it comes to schools, man, it's amazing how politics get in the way constantly. And now we have a Lee County School Board that is constantly in news for all the wrong reasons. Well, why is that? And why for years that, well, it's not going to happen anymore because come 2022, oh boy, are there going to be some big changes. You wait and see. And we'll get to your calls in just a second. I had to mention this because I brought it up, teased it a little earlier. A lot of people have been asking me about this story. You're not going to guess who was also involved in the 1975 debacle in Saigon. Red State Nick Arima has the story about this. It's pretty interesting when you look at the situation in Afghanistan and how there is this comparison to the pullout in Saigon and how people made decisions and how some people, it almost feels like, don't even care. One president of the United States, Joe Biden, it certainly feels like when you talk about how many people have said that, look, the military told him, don't do it this way. Don't just walk away. We have to have more of a plan here. And it was almost like he thumbed his nose at them and said, no, I'm pulling out. We're getting out of there no matter what. Almost as if it's something that he knew all along, was going to do things his way and could care less what anybody thinks. Is it Joe Biden? Did Joe Biden have a connection during the fall of Saigon in 75? Hold on a second. As Nick Arima was talking about in Red State, he wrote earlier about the debacle in Afghanistan and how it may have been intentional because Joe Biden previously said that he thought we should pull out and didn't need to be concerned about the allies we left behind. He used some very colorful language that I'm not going to repeat because it's a family show. He said it in 2010. We don't have to worry about that. We did it in Vietnam. Nixon and Kissinger got away with it. So it appeared it was always his intent to just pull out no matter the cost. Is that possible? That would be horrible if it's true. It's pretty horrible to read that indeed he was looking at Vietnam actions as a model of what he could get away with. But that's not all. He blamed Richard Nixon and Kissinger, but that wasn't who was responsible. Guess who was involved in the 75 issue of pulling out of Saigon as well? You guessed it, Joseph R. Biden and the congressional Democrats. The Atlantic, of all places, had the story. It was talking about in the spring of 75 and North Vietnamese divisions approaching Saigons and hundreds of South Vietnamese with connections to the U.S. soldiers, spies, officials, interpreters, drivers, bar girls, cooks, begging American friends and colleagues to help them find a way out. It goes on to talk about the gravity of the situation and preparing for evacuation. Gerald Ford realized the government of South Vietnam might fall. He asked Congress for $300 million in emergency aid, including money to evacuate the remaining 2,500 Americans and their dependents, along with 175,000 South Vietnamese. But Congress, led by Senate Democrats, had no interest in throwing away more money on a lost war that Americans wanted to forget. The prospect of sending U.S. troops to help evacuate Vietnamese along with Americans was a non-starter. Some of the most strenuous objections came from the 32-year-old first-term senator from Delaware, Joe Biden. Well, that doesn't mean anything, Drew. This goes on to talk about it, and Biden and what he said. He argued that the president lacked the authority to rescue any Vietnamese, and he didn't think that we had any kind of obligation, moral or otherwise, to evacuate foreign nationals. Is there any evidence of this? Because that would be horrible if this is something that's been on Joe Biden's mind and he could care less what military experts said about this, that he would do it anyway. Well, apparently there is. Here he is at the funeral of Senator George McGovern in 2012, saying that he was right about the comments that he made to Gerald Ford 2 weeks before Saigon fell in April 75. He was among senators summoned to the White House for top secret briefings on the crisis in Vietnam. And here is Joe Biden at the funeral of George McGovern talking about it.
And everyone asked their questions. And again, your dad was so fed up, he didn't really ask anything. He just, everybody knew. And it got to me, and I remember, I'll never forget how nervous I was. And I looked at President Ford and I said, trying to be very proper, I said, begging the president's pardon, but I'm sure if the president were in my position, the president would ask the president the following question. Swear to God, it's in the transcript. And Ford looked at me very graciously and said, yeah. I said, with all due respect, Mr. President, you haven't told us anything. Remember, Jim, they're talking about Sector 1, Sector 2, Sector 3. And with that, the president turned and said, Henry, tell them. And that was the first time it was decided that we were not going to try to sustain our presence. And it was about 5 weeks later, helicopters were taking off the roof. Not because of me. I mean, that was the plan. But the point was, I remember walking out of there thinking, I was right.
He was right. So not only was Joe Biden involved in the debacle of what happened recently here in the past 72 hours in Afghanistan and everything that we have seen unfold, but he was involved in the Saigon debacle as well. As Nick Arema talks about, he didn't have any moral compass then, and he doesn't have any moral compass on it now. Everybody's being tossed aside, including, I guess, the experts who went to him and said, Mr. President, you can't do this. And judging by his comments there in 2012 and what he did in 1975, and being there, isn't that crazy? Being there at the time when these decisions were made, how can you not look at this president and say, he did this? Couldn't care less. I'm not sure if he cares about the Americans that are left there. I know it's an outrageous statement to make. Well, you have the NatSec who's saying this yesterday. When being asked about this, can you guarantee that all Americans are going to get out safely, that the military is going to stay there and ensure that this is going to take place? Listen, this is not me. These are not my words. These are his words when being asked.
There are Americans and Afghan allies who remain there. Will U.S. troops stay until everyone is out, or will they leave?
So I'm not going to comment on hypotheticals. What I'm going to do is stay focused on the task at hand, which is getting as many people out as rapidly as possible, and we will take that day by day.
Taking it day by day, you can't even guarantee? Like, shouldn't that be a natural guarantee? It sure feels like shades of 75. It sure feels like a president who's telling people that work in that White House to consider the past in the most negative of ways. I mean, these are not my words. And as this Red State article talks about, how could he do this? Is it possible? So involved in this one, involved in that one. Can you connect the two or no? We shouldn't do that. It's an outrageous statement. How dare he make that statement? How dare I make that statement? 239-479-5592. All right, let's do this, Jake. Let's take a break right now because I want to get to these calls. A lot of people want to talk about the Lee County School Board from yesterday. We're going to get to all of your calls, Josh and Daryl and Frank, and there's a line open if you want to comment. You were there yesterday at the Lee County School Board meeting. Your thoughts, what you heard, and your concerns as a parent of a child here in Lee County schools. Give me your thoughts. Talk about that next. Stay break 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Busy morning commute out there right now. We've got a crash now near Gateway Charter Elementary School in the Gateway area off Commonwealth Drive. Major slowdowns on Daniels westbound approaching Gateway Boulevard as well. We have a crash on 41 southbound at Sanibel Boulevard causing some slight delays now off to the side of the road. A hit and run in Lehigh on Clayton Avenue. And heading out through Fowler Street in 41, a crash there in Fort Myers right near Page Field Airport. State Road 31 in Alva has a crash at Shirley Lane Daniels Parkway and State Road 82 crash with no injuries there. And heading out through Colonial Boulevard, it is backed up at I-75 still because of a couple of earlier crashes. One on the interstate southbound at mile marker 136 and the other right near Rolfs Road, just west of I-75. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, after a stray shower or two throughout this morning, look out for scattered thunderstorms with heavy rain and frequent lightning for this afternoon. A hot one and humid one for today with highs near 93 degrees. We wind things down as we head into tonight. Another mild, muggy start to kick off your Wednesday with a low near 77 degrees and more scattered storms in the afternoon with temperatures pushing to 94. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Water, water everywhere. You can't swim in it. You can't stand drinking it. Heck, it's so bad it's on the news every day. Hi, I'm Rob Hill from Bob Hill Plumbing. We've invested over 66 years here in Naples, bringing you clean, drinkable water for your home or condo. We realize we can't fix the water problems everywhere, but we can definitely clean up the water inside your home. Our government does their best to deliver safe water for use. But wow, who wants chlorinated yellow water at every faucet? Let us install a Halo home filtration system and remove all the bad taste, color, and odor from your water. Halo removes 99% of all chlorine, ammonia, and all the bad-tasting chemicals in our municipal water system. Call Bob Hill Plumbing today and let us install a Halo water system in your home so you can once again enjoy clean, bottle-quality water at every faucet. Bob Hill Plumbing. Let me be your plumbing guy.
To schedule service, call Bob Hill Plumbing at 262-6119 or bobhillplumbing.com.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
Rock Solid wants you to be our customer at Rock Solid Countertops and More. $9.99 gets it done. Through Labor Day, get a full set of kitchen countertops from $9.99 installed. Rock Solid guarantees to beat any competitor's prices, including installation. So come see Hugo and his team at 2240 JNC Boulevard in Naples, or visit rocksolidnaples.com. Rock Solid, where $9.99 gets it done.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line, drewsteele.com, the website if you want to watch. Steele has 3 E's and subscribe to the podcast. First 2 hours are already up, so you get it fast. Jake works hard to get it up for you quickly. And so just go to Drew Steele, your favorite podcast location. You'll hear it. All right, Daryl is in Cape Coral. Hey, Daryl.
Good morning, Drew. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. What's on your mind?
Good. I just wanted to thank you and all those who helped spread the word through your show and through social media to get the word out yesterday. It ended up, I was at the board meeting, and it was just a who's who of Southwest Florida conservatives. I mean, Denise Nystrom, Tara Jenner, Matt Caldwell, and I'm sure you're aware, Congressman Donalds even showed up for a while there. I was listening to Brendan earlier, and I completely agree with him. I and others who were there were saying that I think that they fully intended to pass this thing, but were overwhelmed by the crowd. Congressman Donalds just gave him the business for his full minute, and then they ended up calling a 10-minute recess right after he spoke.
Yeah.
And the only ones who stayed in chambers were Melissa Giovanelli and Gwinnetta Gittens. The rest of them disappeared. And then all of a sudden they all appeared and gave a speech about, they took 10, 15 minutes each to give a speech about how terrible we were.
Yeah.
And they were going to vote against it, thinking that would, and then they just didn't want to hear the crowd anymore. They had listened to 40 people and they had 43 more to go. And those 43 still wanted their minute, and they stood there one at a time and gave it to them.
Well, it was definitely feisty. I mean, there's no doubt that people were pushing back and they were loud, and and I get the whole issue of trying to be calm, and it's hard to be calm in situations like this when you have school boards, elected officials who, to your face, are not listening to a word that you're saying in the constituents and are saying some nasty things on top of it, and. Listen, Daryl, thanks for the call. I got a bunch of other people I have to get to, and thanks for the kind words. Listen, it's the community coming together. This is important, what's going on with our kids and our schools. And again, some of the decisions that I worry that this isn't the end of it, that you can't tell me, to your point, that they didn't put together this meeting and this action meeting with the under the understanding that they were going in to vote for a mask mandate, only to hear from elected officials and some others that showed up and they turned around and said, hey, listen, maybe we won't do this. And to Daryl's point, there may be some proof to that, and I'll explain in just a second because Josh is in Cape Coral and wanted to weigh in on this. There may be some proof right in front of our face. Hey, Josh.
Hey, how's it going, Drew?
Good, buddy. What's on your mind?
Well, I was there yesterday, last night, and one thing Vaughn was saying was she cares about the kids. Well, then her vote changed because she's worried about her pension. So to me, it's all about her, really.
You're talking about Betsy Vaughn?
Yep.
Okay. No, I know, and Josh, let me just say this, and listen, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. If there's obviously, if you pull the audio and you have audio of the meeting yesterday, and after they get together, I don't know if this was before or after they had this little meeting when it looked like they were going to decide to vote for the mask mandate, and they get together and, Betsy Vaughn says,
If I decide to say point of order, sir, you're in the audience. Go ahead, madam. If I decide to vote against this resolution, it is not because of some of the fallacies that I've heard. It is not because a rabble of people just like those who attacked the Capitol. It is not. Okay.
That comment didn't go over very well. A rabble that attacked the Capitol. So it's almost as if they were all. It's and I don't know if this is the fact, but boy, it is odd that it almost feels like that they had planned to vote for a mask mandate, only to find a whole lot of people that showed up to this action meeting when usually people don't show up at action meetings, and they all showed up, including one Congressman Byron Donalds, Matt Caldwell, all of these other people, Denise Nystrom, and so many others who had something to say about it and said, oh, well, we can't do this, can we? And it sounds almost like Betsy Vaughn turned and said, well, I'm sticking to it, and I'm not going to allow you all out there to change my mind. So maybe to Daryl's point, I don't know if that's the case, but again, here's what I know, and it's very, very simple. 2022 can't come quick enough. And you have a choice in this town. You've always had a choice. For years and years, as Matt Caldwell mentioned, the only elected board here in Lee County that constantly gives this town issues, constantly is in the news for all the wrong reasons, constantly is doing things that seem like they're against the will of who put them there to begin with. They're the only ones. And it's almost like it never stops. In every election cycle, there's big talk and big bluster, and then it comes down to the election, and what ends up happening? They get back in. 22 has to stop. 22 is the year where everybody has to be primaried. And I said it before, and it may not sit well with some. I don't have a problem if Republicans are primaried across representatives, state representatives, congressional candidate. I don't care who it is that gets primaried, because they have a record and they're confident in what they've been able to accomplish, then all of that isn't going to matter because they'll be fine.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News. You've been waiting for an event like this, and it's finally here in Florida. The Regional Used Car Reduction, exclusively at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. This Thursday through Sunday, buyers must be found immediately for over 600 certified vehicles, off-lease vehicles, and local trades. A huge variety of pre-owned Nissans, Fords, Hondas, Chevys, Toyotas, and more. Finance a vehicle today with no down payment, with payments starting at $149 a month. Zero down, $149 a month. Trade in your vehicle for record high values. Get a personal offer for your car when you click SutherlandBuysIt.com. Sell outright or trade for one of our 600 vehicles. And through Sunday, buy with zero down. Payments as low as $149 a month. Hurry to the Regional Used Car Reduction at Florida's #1 Nissan dealer. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car mega store. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Greetings from Health Plan Network. First, a sincere thank you to the folks at WFSX and their loyal listeners. The response to our recent individual health insurance ads have been phenomenal. Second, a short history lesson. When the federal government made their last attempt at socialized medicine or Obamacare, most insurance companies refused to participate, leaving millions with no choice but the high premiums and deductibles on the marketplace. On the other hand, our clients were able to keep their non-cancelable coverage and have enjoyed low premiums and great coverage for the last 7 years. The new administration has promised another run at their stated goal of nationalized health insurance. If you're on Obamacare, uninsured, or on COBRA, now is the time to act. Protect yourself and family with non-cancelable coverage guaranteed to age 65 now. Call me at 239-268-6712 or visit our website at healthplannetwork.net. That's 239-268-6712 or healthplannetwork.net. We can help.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. A bipartisan infrastructure deal in the spotlight as the Democratic House Speaker takes heat from members of her own party.
Moderates want to vote on the infrastructure bill as a standalone bill, but she still intends to pair it with that massive $3.5 trillion spending bill. Those moderates include Representative Josh Gottheimer, who says if the infrastructure bill was good enough for Bernie Sanders and 50 Democratic senators, why can't we just move forward?
Fox's Cheryl Casoni.
Nancy Pelosi is also under threat from House progressives. If she brings infrastructure to the floor first, they say they will oppose it.
And a 19-year-old has taken off from an airport in western Belgium in her bid to become the youngest woman to fly solo around the world. Pilot Zara Rutherford hopes her voyage will spark girls' interest in aviation. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Busy morning commute out there right now. We've got a crash now near Gateway Charter Elementary School in the Gateway area off Commonwealth Drive. Major slowdowns on Daniels westbound approaching Gateway Boulevard as well. We have a crash on 41 southbound at Sanibel Boulevard causing some slight delays now off to the side of the road. A hit and run in Lehigh on Clayton Avenue. And heading out through Fowler Street in 41, a crash there in Fort Myers right near Page Field Airport. State Road 31 in Alva has a crash at Shirley Lane. Daniels Parkway and State Road 82 crash with no injuries there. And heading out through Colonial Boulevard, it is backed up at I-75 still because of a couple of earlier crashes. One on the interstate southbound at mile marker 136 and the other right near Rolfs Road just west of I-75. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, after a few showers closer to the coast throughout the first half of the day, look for scattered thunderstorms developing yet again for this afternoon. And it will be hot and humid before those do so. Temperatures push to 93 degrees for highs. The rain cooling us down, though, as we head into late today and into this evening. Look out for heavy rain at times, along with some frequent lightning. Thunderstorms wind down as we head into your Wednesday morning. We will be off to a dry but mild start, with lows only bottoming out to near 77 degrees for tomorrow morning. And another hot one for your Wednesday. We will actually start to see some slightly drier air move in for Wednesday and Thursday. Should be limiting our storm chances just a bit. However, still some spotty storms in the forecast for each afternoon. Temperatures will be back to 94 on Wednesday, 94 on Thursday, with a high of 93 on Friday. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. They say love and passion makes the world go round. Love for home, family, your country, partner, a friend, and love for food. Stevie wants to be part of your love with our food, drink, sports, and fun. Our passion for your satisfaction brings our love to all of our great customers. Whether it's our brisket short rib burgers, Chicago pizza, fajitas, wings, fish fry, or ribs, it's delivered to your table with love. So at Stevie's, we invite you to share our love of great food, drinks, sports, and fun. You'll never get bored or broke. We feel loved by the sound of our great customers. We promise to treat you like family, at your home away from home. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomatoes sports page, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Stevie Tomatoes sports page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Hey, so Amco of Bonita Springs is now hiring. That's right. If you're an experienced automotive technician interested in working at a great repair shop who is also an amazing local conservative business, and Kevin and Todd want to talk to you. So one of their techs is moving away in a couple of weeks, so they have a full-time position to fill. And you've heard me talk about Amco Bonita Springs for many years now. And I can tell you they have a great local reputation for doing good work. And they also have an awesome customer base. It's been established over the past 13 years. So give them a call at 239-992-2626 so you can arrange to meet with them. That's 239-992-2626. Let them know you heard about it right here on 92.5 Fox News and Drew Steele. And they'll be sure to have you work on Jake's car the next time he breaks something. Amco of Bonita Springs is the best. So why not give them a call? 992-2626. That's 239-992-2626. They are the best. Amco of Bonita Springs.
Hey, Sean Hannity here for DeVoe Cadillac. Now, you all know Cadillac is synonymous with quality. In fact, it has been the icon of American-made luxury vehicles for over 100 years. Now, DeVoe Cadillac has been in business for over 50 of those years. Now, they serve Southwest Florida as a family-owned and operated business. They've done it the whole time. The DeVoe family has embraced the same commitment to quality that Cadillac represents. Listen, I could drive whatever I like. And guess what? I choose Cadillac again and again and again because I love my Escalade. I really enjoy the comfort. I enjoy the safety, the style. And that's why, let's see, I've already purchased over 10 Cadillacs in my life. And my go-to dealer in Southwest Florida is DeVoe Cadillac. Now, I know they're going to take great care of you and your new Cadillac with expert service from the people who know it best. Get to know our friends at DeVoe Cadillac, your Cadillac dealer right here in Naples.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach. Did you know that state legislatures have the power to redraw district boundaries for every member of Congress and every member of the state legislature? We do this based on the census that is required every 10 years. In Florida, that process is regulated by the Fair Districting Act, amended on the Florida Constitution in 2010. It requires that district lines are not drawn to favor one political party, that districts are compact, and that they follow geographic boundaries. Due to our exploding population from people fleeing liberal lockdown states, Florida will receive a new congressional seat, while socialist states like California and New York are losing seats. This proves that people are choosing freedom. The process begins this fall, and the final maps will be voted on during our session early next year. This is State Representative Spencer Roach. You can count on me to keep you updated as things unfold, and I'm counting on you to help keep Florida red because I'm not tired of winning. Stay tuned and stay engaged. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. We'll get to your calls coming up in just a second. And subscribe to the podcast. First 2 hours are already up. We get them up really fast for you so that you can listen at your convenience. All right, top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
دا سوال خو باید د فیسبوک له ادارې سره وي چې د بیان د ازادۍ دعوت دوی کوي او دلته خلک د بیان د ازادۍ.
This question should be asked to those people who are claiming to be promoters of freedom of speech, who do not allow publication of all information. I can ask Facebook company. This question should be asked to them.
Whoa. All right, shades of getting maybe some talking points from China. There's the Taliban yesterday holding a press conference, and when being asked, a Taliban spokesperson about that, when they say, "Yo, don't worry, we're going to be committed to the rights of women under Sharia rules. Don't you worry about it. Everything's going to be just fine." Of course, there's been zero indication of that, and quite the opposite. But asked about, well, how about freedom of speech? Are you going to, we don't want people censored and everything. And he says, well, the West can't complain about freedom of speech when Facebook censors people. Whoa.
Number 4.
So making vaccination something that allows you to enjoy all that's good in life, and knowing that that first dose provides protection to begin with, but much more importantly, gets you on the road to the second dose. And that's what we see overwhelmingly, that people go back and get that second dose. That's how we built this strategy.
That's how they built the strategy. What strategy is that? It's the communist Marxist strategy of Mayor Bill de Blasio, who goes full tyrant, full Marxist. There you go. Once again, no restaurants, no schools, no places to enjoy the city of New York unless you are vaccinated. And you've got to have your ID. And oh, by the way, you also have a photo ID is needed to show that your vaccination is real. So when you go into a restaurant, not only do you have to show your vaccine passport, but you have to show your photo ID. Isn't that funny? You have to do it for that, but you don't have to do it to vote. It's a strange thing. You have to communism.
Number 3.
He only returned because he was getting terrible press. Okay, he didn't return for any other reason. And I don't even believe he's calling the shots. It's a terrible time for our country. I don't think in all of the years our country has ever been so humiliated. I don't know, would you call it a military defeat or a psychological defeat? There's never been anything like what's happened here.
Yeah, just some of the comments last night on Hannity's program, the former President Trump talking about the situation going on in Afghanistan and what he sees there, and talking about the withdrawal, and quite honestly, not even believing that Joe Biden has had anything to say about this. Get them out, and then lay low, a la Benghazi. Everything happens. All the disasters happen. Joe Biden lays low. He'll pop his head up sometime in the future after everything blows over, and then hopefully there won't be some other event to take it over. Although the infrastructure issue is going to be a big one. Maybe that'll be it.
Number 2.
Just to follow up on this, obviously getting them through and getting them to the airport is the challenge, as everyone else here has noted. But the administration is left to negotiate with the Taliban, including one of the commandos who was released from Guantanamo Bay as part of the Bo Bergdahl prisoner swap when President Biden was vice president. How does he feel about that? Does he have any regrets, and how's he digesting that?
Well, first I would note that, one, I'd point to the Department of the intelligence community to assess the identity of the individual. I know there's been reporting on it, but that's not my position to do from here. I would also note that in prior negotiations and commitments made during the Trump administration, there were thousands of individuals.
No. You don't get to do that. Jen Psaki, when asked about this, Taliban sitting there in front of cameras and negotiations that are happening with this administration and the Taliban, one of them was released from Gitmo. It was Barack Obama who did that. It was the swap of Bo Bergdahl, and one of them is pretty bad. And there he is now. He's the one that's being negotiated with with the United States and the Taliban. And so when asked about that and how the vice president feels, Jen Psaki tries to pivot to Trump. No. You don't get to do that. You get to stick with what is there, and what's there is the real deal. It's legit. It's actually going on. No. You don't get to pivot. Sorry.
Number one.
Good evening, Matt Caldwell. I appreciate some of the examples that the board members made about their years in the classroom and how this is not how they would run it. To run a classroom, you have to first establish trust and respect from the student body. You clearly have lost that from the public. You burned it down by forcing through a sales tax referendum, 51-49. You antagonized the community with an outrageous gender policy earlier this year and didn't apologize for it, just made excuses and took the exact opposite position then, that students are able to make their own medical decisions about their permanent gender state and would follow law in that case. And then we had tonight political theater. You were never going to vote for this. You turned this community out and angered them. And you should not be surprised then that they have no respect for you. These scenes are not happening at the county commission. They're not happening at the hospital board. They're not happening in our fire districts. The only elected board in this county that has this problem is this board, because how it treats the public. You've got to change that attitude in order to get it in reverse.
That is Matt Caldwell in the comments from last night's Lee County School Board meeting, where people are still scratching their head. Why would there be an action meeting to decide whether or not masks should be mandated in Lee County schools when the governor has already talked about this issue, when the people have spoken and said, no, we want to be able to opt out of a mask mandate. We don't want this to happen. And why would they do an action committee meeting last night? And why does it always seem, to Matt Caldwell's point, that out of every elected board here in Lee County, it's always the Lee County School Board that gives you the worst issues and the most problems?
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Why is that? Why do they do this? It's just not a good look, everybody. And like we said before, you can change that in 2022. 239-479-5592. I know a lot of people want to talk about last night. And maybe you have comments or thoughts about a whole host of different issues and some of the audio that we've played this morning. Some of it I'm going to play right now, and maybe you have a comment on it. First of all, on the heels of hearing a big lib like Stephen Colbert on his comedic nighttime program that everybody loves. We're just laughing at Nancy Pelosi loves Stephen Colbert. She's just laughing it up while she's showing everybody all the ice cream in that freezer. That kind of stuff. And there's no doubt that it's a bowl of doggy do. Yeah, okay. So Stephen Colbert trying to talk about the issues in Afghanistan and, kind of making light and kind of having a little bit of fun with it, but kind of being serious about it. And last night he said...
He's right. We've had troops there for 20 years. They fought. They sacrificed. Their families sacrificed so that we wouldn't have a terrorist attack in America planned in a foreign country. Why should our soldiers be fighting radicals in a civil war in Afghanistan? We've got our own on Capitol Hill. Then Biden pointed out.
And there he's showing a picture of January 6th. So a picture shows up on the screen January 6th, and he says...
Why should our soldiers be fighting radicals in a civil war in Afghanistan? We've got our own on Capitol Hill.
We certainly don't need liberals on the Lee County School Board trying to make the same reference about you as concerned parents being there for a school board meeting.
If I decide to right to say point of order, sir, you're in the audience. Go ahead, madam. If I decide to vote against this resolution, it is not because of some of the fallacies that I've heard. It is not because a rabble of people just like those who attacked the Capitol. It is not.
It's disturbing, right? You got Stephen Colbert showing pictures of January 6th and, insurrectionists and rioters. And then you have Betsy Vaughn, District 6, Vice Chair of the Lee County School Board, calling those concerned parents, people who care about their children, not your kids, their kids, concerned about mask mandates, have consulted with their family physician, have consulted with their family members, and have made choices about masking and not masking and understand the science of mask mandates, only for a Lee County School Board member to refer to them as those that attacked the Capitol on January 6th. Again, fundamentally, that's... And then they're asking for, but you've got to have respect for the Lee County School Board. I mean, please, let's have respect for these school board members because they absolutely, positively have given you every indication that they respect you. It's an awful, awful thing. It has to stop. It just has to stop. And again, 22 can't come soon enough, and it will. Because none of this is going to go away, and nobody's going to forget all of these things. One other thing I wanted to mention here was, make no mistake about it, Joe Biden is not in control. He's just not. Ask Jake Sullivan, National Security Advisor. Well, actually, it was asked of him yesterday by the press.
Has the president spoken to any other world leaders since Kabul fell to the Taliban?
Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong person. He has not yet spoken with any other world leaders.
He has not talked to any world leaders. Look at your calendar and look at what day it is. Think about when this whole thing in Afghanistan began to unfold and devolve into where it is right now. How many days it's been. And according to the National Security Advisor yesterday, Jake Sullivan, Joe Biden hasn't even had a conversation with a world leader. Who's running the show? Who's in charge? I mean, this is awful. All right, let's get to a couple of calls before we finish out the program this morning. This is Armor in Fort Myers.
Yes, Drew.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I was at the meeting last night, and I have a little different take on the board.
Okay.
On Monday when they came there, after their meeting, they had planned on passing that. There's no doubt about it. And then Tuesday afternoon, they had a conference call that they kept mentioning and referring to that told them of all the consequences. So they had decided Tuesday afternoon before the meeting not to vote for it. Matt's exactly right there. But when they came in there, they were mad. And when they saw all the people, every time they would speak, you could just see it on their eyes. You can't see their face. They wear masks, all except for Melissa, who's great. And just the slightest little clapping drove them up the wall, So it was just frustrating because when they talked, it was obvious that 6 out of the 7 were for the mask mandate, but they could not vote for it because of the consequences.
Well, it does bear questioning. Why did they bring it up? Why is it understanding the governor's orders, understanding the Parents' Bill of Rights, understanding the people, the constituents, the parents and their choices of what they want here in Southwest Florida? Why would they do this? Again, why bring it up?
Yeah, well, they were going to pass it. Yeah. They were thinking, I think, it's just simply we can defy the governor. And I think it was pointed out to him that the governor's order is the law.
But do you see, Armor, you're making the point, and thanks so much for the call. I appreciate it. He's making the point that would be the only reason you would do this, to defy the orders of the governor. I mean, is that what they were doing? I'm not putting words in their mouth, and I'm not saying that they said that, but why would you do this otherwise? Joe's in Cape Coral. Joe, what's on your mind, Joe?
Good morning, Drew. I just had a statement. You keep asking why they do it.
Joe, hold on a second. Joe, is your radio on? Because I'm hearing something in the background. Can you turn your radio down, sir?
It's down.
Yeah, that's okay. Go ahead.
Basically, they keep doing what they're doing. It's because they declared war on us, and we kept letting it happen. Look what happened with our election. We know. I have evidence on my phone. We know that election was stolen. You guys couldn't say anything about it because you're afraid that they'd come after you with the FCC. So, I mean, they know they can get away with what they did. They literally stole an election, and nothing's being done about it. We need to get our congressmen involved, reinstate our President Trump. I've lost total respect for our congressmen. Byron Donalds, Spencer Roach.
You've lost respect for Congress?
They lost my vote. They did absolutely nothing. They saw what was going on.
With what? Wait, hold on. You're losing me a little bit, Joe. They haven't done anything with what, sir?
With the stolen election. Everybody knows it's stolen. Why don't we have Congress do the will of the people? They're not doing the will of the people. They've lost my vote. I will never vote for them again.
All right. Well, I appreciate the call. That's your thought that they didn't do anything. I would disagree. They were complaining about it at that moment in time. They were concerned about what was happening in different areas, the obvious things that were going on that everybody knew. It seems really strange that at 9:00 everybody's like, "Hey, yeah, we're a little tired. Let's shut it down and then we'll resume the next day." And all these different places that we're doing, it's like, wait a minute, we've never done that ever. That seems a little odd. Yeah, there were some questions. There were constitutional questions in Pennsylvania that people pushed back on, and there were people here, representatives that all understood what was going on constitutionally and had concerns. So, with respect, Joe, I disagree with you there, but I do understand though that you have this care about election integrity. You do care, as we do, dearly about this country, about the rule of law and the Constitution. You know, that same Constitution and the rule of law that those swear that they will uphold until they decide that, who needs a Constitution? I don't know if I'm going to swear to that.
Not a joke.
Probably pick a few people that have decided to do that and why they would. And we know who they are. And again, the best part about this, if you're looking for a silver lining or a best part ending as we go to break, it's pretty simple. We've got another election. We're not going to have, as long as we're all around and are vocal about it, we're not going to have another round part deux, if you will, of COVID breaking out. We can't go to the polling place. It is interesting, right? That would stink. I mean, it is an odd thing that all of these things seem to be happening at the beginning of school. And up north, it's going to be the same case. The same things that are happening here and the discussions here will happen up north because the cases are going to be up there. Boy, it'd be interesting. I'm just saying that people have brought this to my attention. Be ashamed to bring all of this up and keep all of this alive all the way through to 2022, and then we got to take emergency measures once. No. We've been there. We've done it, and we know what happens. Keeping an eye on it, we are. All right, let's find. That was very Star Wars-esque. I sounded like the what's his name? Keeping an eye on, we are. All right, Casey Sherman's got your remainder of the forecast.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Well, a dry start to the day with scattered thunderstorms expected yet again for this afternoon. Those should at least help cool things down, though, from a hot one today with the high of 95 degrees. The heat index ranging from 130 to as high as 109 degrees in some spots. We keep it very mild and quieter as we head into tonight. Slightly drier, though still some spotty storms in the forecast for your Thursday. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News. And we've been right all along.
The only thing worse than hiring no law firm after your injury is hiring the wrong law firm. When thousands of people call us every year asking to help them change law firms, I wonder why they ever call the other firm. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. We are big for a reason, which is why we've recovered over $9 billion for our clients. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Celebrate your accomplishments with a previously enjoyed Rolex watch from Duncan's Diamonds. From sporty to dress models.
Hi, I'm Stuart Duncan.
And here at Duncan's Diamonds, we have the finest previously enjoyed Rolexes available.
We make the process easy, beginning with the guidance of our expert consultants.
Why buy a new Rolex at full price when you can buy the exact same watch, only a few years older, certified, fixed up, refurbished with a 2-year warranty? And our knowledgeable staff will make your experience as memorable as your timepiece. Come to Duncan's Diamonds today and leave confident. You will receive the highest quality at the best possible prices. We will not be undersold by anyone, anytime, anywhere, and you can count on that.
Duncan's Diamonds. Come celebrate with the Rolex of your dreams. Naples at Mercado, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Fort Myers on US 41. Find your own one-of-a-kind jewelry.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers.